All right, everybody. So hopefully the technical difficulties are a thing of the past, but noticing a little bit of weirdness going on. Thinking OBS is gonna have to be completely purged, but anyway, welcome. Things are getting sketchy. Hopefully not shit show edition 3.0, and we are without Justin tonight, unfortunately. Another busy day, and with the baby on the way, he's just completely sacked. But so tonight we have with us, we have Sean Hill and Karl Waller, and in a little bit we will have Mike Rooth with us. He is just traveling back at the moment. So, did we freeze up? Oh, you guys are there. Okay, great. Just went out quiet.
So, can anybody guess what my what if is here?
It's pretty light at the moment, but I'm seeing a Muppet mouth there, right?
Nope.
No?
No.
Oh no, can't really see it. Oh wait, no, I see it now.
Do you want me to tell you?
I'm guessing Howard the Duck something, but
What if Howard the Duck were Weapon X?
nice. That's it. Weird. Hey, Troy, Murray, and Alicia, Paul. Oh, Paul, a long time, man. Hope you're doing well.
Hey.
Yeah. I just heard from Casey. His cover's supposed to be in tonight, but we shall see.
Got mine to you quick.
Oh. So, Sean, what are you doing tonight for the What If?
So I'm taking this time out to, as an excuse to draw Magneto. It's my absolute favorite mutant. So, but I rarely ever take the time out to actually draw him. I remember an old What If story where they were talking about what if the Age of Apocalypse story had continued along. There was all kinds of craziness, like what if he, like after he defeats Apocalypse and all that stuff, he more or less takes over the country and becomes eventually a world leader and stuff like that. And so, kind of piggybacking off of that there.
Nice. So what draws you to Magneto? No pun intended.
So
I realized as the words were leaving my mouth, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
You didn't. Yeah, you did.
It's he's just such a magnetic character. No, he's
oh my God.
no, so first for a lot of reasons. The first is a really superficial reason. My favorite color is red. He had like the most incredible red outfit I had ever seen on a character. And I probably have some kind of like boyhood love towards seeing that old Jim Lee X-Men cover when I was a kid. Like I think that was literally my first X-Men book I ever bought. So just seeing how that character was featured in that book kind of made me literally like fall in love with it. And so, and plus, I mean, compared to Charles Xavier, I love Xavier. I think Magneto was kind of right. Probably really extreme, but it's kind of right about, people not going to be accepting of mutant kind anytime soon.
Yeah. No, he's a great tragic villain. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
the just best power. I mean, power level wise. Yeah. There's not a lot to, like as a character outside of, the extremism, to not like about him because he's got everything else. But the fact that he basically became everything that he was hating as a kid and he doesn't realize it is like such a big draw for me on that character where, it's like watching him, fall from, his position where he thought he was righteous.
Yeah. And I also think like things about that for this character are always really interesting. It's just so much more of a draw for me. No pun intended on what I'm doing.
Yeah,
but
it's gonna happen.
It's just
And
so many puns
the
tonight.
best villains get it right.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, and I think that's what makes them interesting is when they start making some small amount of sense, and it's just like, I see where you're coming from, but this is extreme. Do we have to do it this way? Yeah,
I really liked when I forget who was writing him, but when they finally had him just have enough with Wolverine and just pulled out all the metal.
Oh,
and he's just like, I'm done toying with you. You're
yeah,
a nuisance.
yeah. So I remember reading that book. I think I lost it in the store. That I was like, what? Like, did you hear what he said? He said, I'm done toying with you. That's like.
Yeah. And Karl, your Weapon X Howard deck, what brought this about? Just other than it's just gonna be stupid fun.
Stupid fun.
Awesome.
I I loved the serialized Weapon X story that Barry Smith did, because I'm
this is Wolverine, plot.
Well, I'm a BWS acolyte here, and it was great because he'd kind of been gone for so long from the scene, and he'd done the occasional one-shot. He did that really cool Iron Man one-shot, and he did the Storm one-shot, and it was cool seeing him do this story. And later I was really amused when I read that Chris Claremont was pissed that he had done a Wolverine origin story. And basically the whole thing was, Chris, if you wanted that story done, you should have got off your ass and wrote it. You know? And Barry's rocked the house. It was a badass story.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
So, yeah, so I thought, all right, that would be fun. Let's, how can I fuck that up? Oh, Howard, there we go.
Sean, I'm not sure if you can hear us now, but we lost your video feed. Oh, and we lost him completely out of Skype.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. He wasn't going to handle you messing with Weapon X like that.
Well, too bad, because I am having a good time with this right now. This would be fun. Trying to figure out how much blood and gore I should have him standing in. That would be even better.
Well, as long as he's got a drink in his hand, it doesn't matter.
Oh, I know what he needs. Wait a minute. Does he need a cigar?
Yep. Yeah, I forgot he is a cigarette chomper too. Yep.
Yeah, both of them are. So that works. There you go.
It works doubly well.
Alrighty. That is happening. And like in the story here, where Barry had him running around, and he's killing shit in the woods when they first let him loose. I'm gonna have old Howard here be naked, and we'll have just enough hardware like he had on Wolverine, covering his duck junk, so that we can avoid any issues. Because lately I've had issues. Fucking Facebook. Here I am.
So we have a duck dick in a box.
No, yeah, dick in the box. I don't know if it's a cut duck dick or an uncut duck dick, but it'll have to be a mystery. Folks will have to wonder. So.
That is a common conversation that happens online about Wolverine, though. I'm not kidding. I've seen it more times than I care to admit, but people and the oh, hey, Sean.
Oh, sorry.
No problem. Your Skype filter's on the blurry background.
Oh.
So if you hit the little up arrow by your camera on the Skype settings, you can change off your background effect.
Oh, wait, it's where again?
Yeah. You got to hit the camera icon at the bottom of the screen.
Oh, I see.
You see that little up arrow? Yeah, you can. Okay, what's going on? Karl, did you jump out? Oh my God, we are truly at a shit show here. Fantastic. 1 second. They both dropped out. I don't know what's going on. Be right back. Be right back.
talking, and everything got really, really quiet.
Yeah, because for some reason, I don't know if Skype just crapped out or what, but all right, so we're back for the moment. I haven't even had a drink yet. This is gonna be problematic.
Sounds like it's time.
Yeah, this is pure water and cherry juice. And of course, just had a big drop. Oh man.
Oh man, I have no idea why it's doing that.
So Comcast, Facebook. I'm just not having a good night. Hey, Thomas is here. Hey, Thomas, how you doing, bud?
Where everybody knows your name.
Oh. Yeah, Sean, your camera's still super blurry. That background focus thing's killing it.
All right.
Tim, unfortunately, I have not had a drink yet tonight, man. So this is pure chaos on water.
And you have to be sober for it.
Yeah. But I am wearing the Battle of the Kitties t-shirt, so there's always that.
All right.
Got the For the Kitties sketchy cover t-shirt. Okay.
Here we have.
Looking good.
Let's give myself a little reference point there. Not working. There we go. Yep. We'll get Howard. We'll get Howard nice and savage for you, man.
Yeah, it's time for a drink. Had to kill my microphone not to blast everybody out. Troy, what do you need? Do you need a drink or you need the t-shirt? Oh, motherfucker. There goes our frame drop again.
Maybe I should use my iPad for this.
Say what?
Maybe I should have used my iPad for this. Like, I rarely use Skype on my phone. But,
Yeah, like I said, it's just however you can get into your settings on Skype.
yeah.
Go into the settings, go into your audio video, and then underneath your video feed, you'll see background. Make sure you select the none. Because right now it's on blur, and it's going to blur your background.
Oh, okay.
I think on iPads and phones, it's by default for security reasons. It's obnoxious
Yeah.
what it is.
No. Hold up. I'm going to hang up the call and see if I can get into it that way.
All right, it's the Karl show now.
So it just leaves me sitting here being charming. That's a mistake. So, anyway, I don't know how far I got into it before I disappeared off your scope. What I was asking was, when do you want to show off what we want to auction? You want to wait on that for a minute?
Well, it's the Karl show. You can show off your auction piece now, and we can get started on that.
I do what I want.
Say what?
Say I do what I want.
Yep. Well, then don't ask. Then just do it.
All right. Well, what I was wanting to do was the Liefeld Shield book. I'll watch my language.
Which I have yet to get.
Was auction off the original cover art that I did for it. And I'll include a book, and I will toss in the original pencils that I used for it. And this is on the shelves right now. So I wish I could pull the camera back a little bit so you can get a better idea.
All right. Or, could have sent me a scan and I could have, put it up on screen, but that's cool.
Well, I mentioned it earlier, and you have the scans, don't you?
Who knows? Maybe. Sure. At this point, I'm not.
Okay. Yeah, I get it.
So, all right. And I just realized one other thing now too, since the hard drive crash, I gotta actually reconnect the timer. 1 second. No fucking. Oh, I'm gonna be. All right. Well, at least I know the problem is with Skype. We may have to find a new protocol here. All right. Skype keeps bumping me out of the meeting.
Are you saying bad words or?
I don't know. Yes, it's got like the Facebook thing going on.
I'm very familiar with that. So I just think it's funny. I keep getting bounced just for my sense of humor. I mean, if they want me to really be nasty, I can.
You probably shouldn't, but yes, you could.
These people. Who are these people? So, what we'll do. Howard is Wolverine. I think I feel safe enough to whip out the brush.
All right. Still looking blurry on my end?
Yeah, you're still portrait mode. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's easy though. Okay.
Pull that down lower. There we go. Yeah, I might have to spring for a wider angle lens. Although that setup I bought is also going to put the camera a lot higher.
Yeah.
So let's see how that works out.
All right. Now you actually got this. Everything. All right. The auction starts now. I hope nobody actually bid anything because I wasn't paying attention because I was doing this. So, anyway. Why is it still doing like 3 minutes? This is insane. Something is just not going well for me tonight. There we go. All right, and the auction's up. So, all right, so Karl, you want to go ahead and throw that on screen again real quick?
Sure.
Oh, man.
Do a quick brush rinse here.
Yeah, okay, this is so bizarre. It keeps dropping from like, as soon as it hits 4 minutes, it drops down to 3 minutes on screen. This is so weird.
Hold on. So I got my copies of the Shield here, that Liefeld one shot, and with the custom cover that I did for Justin. And there is the book.
Nice.
And the original art, and I'll do the slide here. Let you see how everything looks. And also, these are what my pencils look like.
All right. Well, I'm gonna have to do a manual timer because I don't know what's going on with the application.
You can be sitting with a stopwatch, click.
Yep. All right. So we're starting it, and Eric Paris already started the bid at 500. So.
What?
Wow.
And Justin's already complaining at Eric. So, off to the races.
Thank you, Eric.
Oh man.
That makes up for all the jittery starts today. So.
Eric sucks the air out of the room. Okay.
Oh no, he made jaws drops, but he did. So I'm waiting for Casey to show up with his tags cover. Then I'll show everyone's covers. Well, you've already spoiled by showing your cover online, so we don't need to show that one. Because Karl has no sense of the drama.
I'm pretty good drama queen. Known me long enough.
No, you're confusing drama queen with attention whore.
Well, okay, all right. Okay, Howard, come on, Mr. Duck.
Now we're just done. So we're just under a minute here. It keeps changing on us. Ignore that timer on the screen. I'm not sure why it keeps jumping like 3 minutes. There's 3.5 minutes left on the timer. But it went from 3.5 minutes to 24 seconds.
Pay no attention to that timer behind the curtain. Shit.
Yep.
Weird night. Very weird night.
Man, that feed keeps... Justin asking Sean, how's it going tonight? If Justin would have been here earlier, he would have heard that answer because we had that conversation. So it's up to Sean if he wants to repeat himself. But he's doing well. That's the recap. That's the short version.
That's overall, yeah, I can't complain.
The summary is doing well. They're at 2.5 minutes, and without looking at the screen, I'm guessing Eric is still in charge with 500. And if you're joining us late, like Justin, Sean is doing a new take on, his take on Magneto. From if he had taken over from the what storyline was it? Age of Apocalypse.
Yeah, it was Age of Apocalypse, and he already beat Apocalypse, killed him, and took over the United States, and it was great.
Yeah,
it was great. Magneto was right.
Yeah, and Karl is doing Weapon D. Yeah, Howard the Duck was Weapon X.
Actually, Weapon H.
Weapon H. Well, they did Weapon H though with the Hulk. And since he got the box in front of his junk, I think Weapon D works better. Well, Justin, that should be a gift for you if you can hear everybody fine but me. All right, we're down to 1.5 minutes. And Eric is still with 500. Hey, Nathan, welcome in. All right, under a minute. Want to show those pretty pieces of art again real quick, Karl?
Yeah, that is beautiful.
All right. This is the original art from the Shield cover. And it comes with the original art, the Blue Line sketch, and an actual comic book.
Yep. Here we go. Blue line sketch.
Oh, the sketch pencils. My bad. All right, down to the last 15 seconds.
Colored by Wesley.
Sold. All right.
Thank you, Eric.
Yeah, Eric Paris.
Get back to Weapon D.
Cool. All right. Well, let's go ahead and see if we can start another auction. I'll actually have an auction to it. Now that I, could be complaining, that's the whole point of this. So, oops, I need to get Sean in here.
On another Earth, on Earth 2 or whatever, I'm sure this is all going smoothly on some what if story.
Smooth.
Like, there's no problem at all.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, be sure to catch me if I'm getting off frame here. I have bad tendency.
You're for once staying like right on target. So,
all right, stay on target.
All right. So this next auction is this 11 by 17 piece, Sean?
Yeah.
All right. So it's 11 to 17. Yeah, 11 by 17 piece. It is Isaac Bradley, Captain America. You want to talk this piece up real quick, Sean?
Yes. So Isaiah Bradley is like my favorite Captain America. I know Steve Rogers is the man, seems to be a man and all that, but from the original storyline from Truth, like that story, I almost cried at the end of it. Like I cared so much for that character. I never had that reaction to any other version of Captain America, even Steve. And I love Steve. So every chance I do get to draw Captain America, I'm always drawing that version of him just because I love that character so much. I completely marked out when I saw him on Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Like I was just like, oh my god, it's like I'm like pulling my wife's arm and stuff. It was crazy. But I did this some years ago for an art show that was doing a feature for Black superheroes, and so it was a art show over at UDC in Washington D.C. and it was a great show. I actually got a chance to sell a couple of pieces there and even a few prints, and man, it was fun. Lasted for hours. It's probably the most I talked all night, and I'm usually a fairly reserved person, but yeah, that's finally letting it go after all these years. I think I've had it for about maybe 5 years now.
Nice. It looks great.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. So we will start this auction at $60, and for 5 minutes.
I'm not seeing it. Where is it?
Oh yeah, you got to actually be in the face. It's an awesome piece. Yeah.
If I'm not making commentary about what you guys are putting on the screen, it's not that I'm being a snob. I don't see this stuff, so I apologize.
And we will try to forgive, but we won't forget.
All right.
Murray's starting out at $60. Let's see if Justin's gonna snipe or if he's actually gonna get in this. I'm pretty sure this is the real reason why Justin didn't join the live stream. Oh, Jeremy brought it to 80. Not playing.
Wow.
All right. So you guys all caught up on What If, the actual show?
Yeah. Yeah, I watched the Killmonger episode the other night. It was interesting. It was painful to see like Tony. I hope I'm not spoiling it for anybody, but to see what happened to Tony.
The last one we saw was zombies.
Ugh.
I was all right.
Yeah, it's just it's not my thing on that was I was more disappointed because when you look at the Disney Plus screen and you kind of see what the episodes are because they've got that montage art for the header. I kept seeing the Winter Soldier as the zombie, and I was like,
Yeah.
I was really thought they were gonna do like a true what if, like what if Winter Soldier was Deathlock. I was all excited, and then it turned, yeah, exactly. But nope, they just did some punk ass quantum zombies at that, you know.
Yeah.
Just awful. Then like the Doctor Strange one wasn't bad, except for they decided to give it two endings. Because like when the screen went blank the first time, I was like, that was like such a great ending, and then they came back to do more. I'm like, ugh. So, because when it went black, I was like, oh my god, that was a powerful. He just destroyed the universe. It's done.
Yeah.
So, Murray snuck in with 85. All right.
Yeah.
And Justin Flurkin.
There.
What if it's starting to lose me? It's good stuff. Oh.
So.
Yeah. The first episode was solid, though. That was fun.
Yeah.
Although they didn't call her Captain Britain, which I desperately wanted them to, just to.
Oh,
yeah. Should have, man.
I know they should have.
I mean, essentially, functionally, she was.
Yeah, but they just kept calling her Captain Carter. I'm like, call her Captain Britain just once. Like, even at the end, I would have been so happy.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe it's a branding thing. They're like, really want to push the character as, it's.
Well,
yeah.
They own the
Carter,
mutants again,
like,
so they can get.
Yeah.
He's actually not even a mutant, is he? Braddock's? I don't think he's a mutant.
I don't think so. He's just related to one.
Yeah. Yeah, the comics were great in the 80s and 90s because they were actual stories. You know, they had a writer's room going around pitching actual what-if stories, not just what if character X became character Y or zombies.
And they were genuinely cool stories. And it was neat watching the writers let their hair down and screw with characters they weren't normally allowed to screw with.
Yeah, exactly, because it wasn't canon. You could do whatever you want and come up with a great story for it.
Yeah. And a lot of them tended to be really outrageous, too. They went off the chain with them. So, I don't know how long a run did that book have? I don't remember.
It had a pretty good run. I mean, they had a couple iterations of it, but yeah, because for a while there it became like annuals and stuff. But yeah, the actual What If title had a pretty good go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember which one episode 2 was. Which one was 2? Oh God, no! Episode 2 is awful. That was, what if T'Challa was a Mary Sue?
It was Jesus.
Where T'Challa became Star-Lord, but basically he was Rey from Star Wars. Like it was just such bad, lazy writing on that one. I mean, even where he talks Thanos out of his mission off screen. I was like, holy shit, the absolute worst.
It's I thought it was fun, even though some things didn't make a whole lot of narrative sense. Like I don't think Thanos would just be convinced to be like, oh, I guess you're right. Especially if he keeps talking about it with everybody. But I guess it was just meant to be like one of those fun episodes that.
Yeah, it was one of those where there was no stakes because no matter what happened, the character had a plan and it was always part of his plan, and it was just such lazy writing. So, Alicia won it at $90.
Oh, thank you, Alicia.
All right.
I think Alicia probably tapped out from doing that cover for the Sketchy book.
Say what?
Said I think Alicia might be a little tapped out from the cover for the Sketchy book.
Oh, well, yeah, she said she's got credit cards, so she's good.
All right.
Yeah, she's going to make, from the coasters, too, so she's got some cash
All right.
coming in. Yeah.
Ah.
Oh, damn. So what if it 175 issues of What If?
Damn.
I would call that a good run. Yeah.
That's an amazing run. That's...
Yeah, Alicia says you're expensive, Karl.
But I'm worth it.
Luckily, Linda's not in the chats to, confirm or deny.
I'm really cheap and easy, so what are you going to do? I got that cover. I got that right here if you want to look at it. The Sketchy cover.
Oh, sure. Why not?
How that finally turned out.
That's a nice cover.
Yeah, Wesley complained. Whenever I have him color my stuff, he's like, dude, stop it. So
It is so hard for me to color anything. Like, I get a few commissions where I would do it, and I'd be like, I would slay for hours just over random tones. It probably didn't make a difference.
I'm really weird about my stuff because I've done so much stuff in black and white that when someone colors it, even when they do a spectacular job, it looks weird to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just so used to thinking in black and white, and I see the colors and I'm going, hey, those are interesting. I would have never done those. I don't know what I would have done.
Yeah. I think like that with every time I see my work colored by somebody else. I'm just like, man, I would have never thought of that because I really, literally would not have.
Yep. As we go dead silent.
Sorry. I was over here doing something.
I'm being all extra concentrated with this brush. Being brave here because I haven't inked with this thing in a while.
I might actually get this one done at a decent time. Let's.
Before the show ends?
Yes.
I want to believe you.
Believe me, this is going quite well. Pardon me while I dart all over the piece with the brush. That's when you could tell I'm not medicated.
Yeah, that's right, Troy. This is what happens when Justin's not on. When I have to host and do the technical stuff. Not easy. And Mike's about to jump in, so that's why I keep jumping out.
All right. Come on, Mike.
Seriously, this signal keeps dropping and I can't. We met. I'm starting to wonder if it's this time all of a sudden in this area that Comcast is having problems or something. Because again, this is my 4th stream this week, and this is the only one I'm having problems with.
Is it like a bandwidth issue? Like it's just a million people on there, right?
Well, that's what I'm
In the
saying.
same area?
It's frames dropping to network, but I'm checking my network, and I'm not, there's nothing wrong with my network at the moment. So,
Yeah.
like I said, it's got to be timing. But you'd think there'd be less people online right now with people actually going out, but that's right. It's the
That's
American
true.
interwebs. This is karma for all the time I made fun of the Canadian internet.
Oh.
Help. That's what it has to be.
Let's see.
All right, guys. Talk.
Yes, sir. Well, I'm big boned and a good conversationalist,
You say that, but you're not talking at all.
but I'm not saying anything. Damn my eyes. All right. What?
So you want to discuss you being kicked off Facebook, since you've got your firewall of, not being kicked off, or whatever you say now.
I'm not allowed to have a sense of humor. Then their algorithms do not recognize that they're sarcasm, and so I made a Kathy Bates reference from Misery on somebody's feed because they had mentioned that they were upset that a writer had killed off a character they had a lot emotionally invested in his character, and I got that. And I went, well, is it time to, what did I say? Tie them up, put them in a cabin, and break their ankles. And that's hate speech. So, boom, a week. And since I have priors, to use that cool, 80s cop lingo on TV, yeah, it was a week instead of 24 or 36 hours. So.
That's weird.
Mr. Berg does not like me because I say goofy things. Yeah, I was pretty lit, and I did the research and said, it just says community standards. Like, yeah, okay, how puritanical are those getting? And, if you click on it a couple of times, it'll show you what you posted, which was obviously satanic. And I read that and I thought, what?
Satanic?
It was Murray's post apparently that you were replying to, so he apologizes.
That's not his fault.
I don't know. It is Murray.
Okay, well, damn you, Murray. It was you who did that to me. Along with Bonsai, I'll see you in a hell. So, what are we going to do about that? Anyway, I don't know. There's moments where I was looking at it going, hey, maybe it's a good thing because this thing, it can be a real time suck. So.
It's like social media in general, or because it can be.
General,
Yeah.
Facebook. Yeah, well, the first time I got popped was I was teasing Mike Rooth and I called him a dirty Canadian cheater. And I'm like, which apparently is, my next step is burning all the books. And, that did not fly. So that was when I first got popped.
Oh.
You calling me a cheater again, Karl?
Yeah, rat bastard. Damn. Maple syrup swilling, beer chugging, dirty Canadian cheater. That's exactly what you are.
They're listening to you, man.
Yeah, I hope so. Kiss my ass.
Did we have a theme tonight, guys? Was it What If?
Yep.
Yep. All right.
So I'm doing what if Howard the Duck were Weapon X?
Oh, nice. Well, I'm going to I haven't drawn anything for a couple of days because I inked a giant job this week, and then I had like 2 days solid of coloring, and I mean solid. and then I just kind of been vegging out the last couple of days, so I haven't been doing a lot of drawing. So I'm going to start off a little slow today. And what I thought I would do is I would try to do a what if coaster, just to get started. And I figured I'd just draw it, and I'll let you guys bid on it if it's something you want to bid on. It might be too silly to bid on. It might be too weird or stupid, but I'm just going to draw this to get it out of me, and then I'll maybe work on a sketch cover or something after this.
Warm your engine up.
Is that positioned okay, Stefan?
Oh yeah, looks good.
Yep. All right. So how you guys doing?
Everyone late to the party's asking that same question, so it's all good. But yeah, the summary is everyone's doing well.
Good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So yeah, we do. So I'm not sure if everybody's heard or not, but Mike is now the official Aftershock Happy Hour cover artist.
What?
Yep.
Sweet.
Yeah, so much so that he's no longer getting his directives from me. The editorial group has pulled me out of the process and going right to Mike.
Now I have to work with complete strangers, and it's really weird. And no, it's all good. Everyone's been really cool. No, I'm stoked, man. It's fun. I like the happy hour things. They seem to do pretty well too. Like we've had pretty good success so far with the baby teeth. I know, or not the baby teeth. The
Bunny mask.
Bunny mask.
Yep.
And the We Live one I know was sold out in like 3.5 minutes or something crazy like that.
Oh, the We Live ones just turned into a nightmare too, because obviously half the people were speculators and they're doing my stuff is damaged, and it has like one little tick on it, or small little corner, and it's like you bought 10 of them and you're complaining that one of them got messed up. Yeah, you're obviously worried about your collection. I get it. Wink. Yeah.
I'm not sure. I know I didn't get my comps yet. I'm not sure I'm getting any because I know they were all sold out so fast.
No, you're getting your comps because that's he held Joe held back like 40 from the total for comps.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, the book itself, I think we had 230 copies or something like that sell in 3 minutes or 4 minutes. Yeah, it was insane.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that We Live book is on fire.
Yeah. Oh, I loved it. I got to read the first, I think, 6 issues or so in PDF form, and man, what a beautiful book. Like it just felt I don't know, it has that real kind of like an anime feel to it, but just so beautifully drawn, and I just loved it. Cool creatures and just a cool world scenario. Yeah, really awesome.
Yeah, they got the one you're doing now. I forget, the Date with a Monster or something, so that'll be interesting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the monster looks pretty cool in that one. So
yeah, there's actually some cool looking monsters in that. Yeah, really kind of off the wall stuff. There's a guy who's like got no head and his whole torso is like a mouth.
yeah.
It's just arms and no head, but like this whole torso is this big gaping maw. It's really kind of crazy.
Yeah, it reminded me of not Sully, but is it Mike from Monsters Inc? Yeah, the eyeball.
Yeah.
But without the eyeball.
Yeah.
Hey, Karl, you are chugging along here. We found your your groove. It's just got to be duck related, and you can go fast.
Look, man, everybody's got their kink, okay?
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm not judging. It's cool.
Oh, Sean, that helmet's wicked.
Oh, thank you.
Peace. All right.
Like, I really love Magneto, so like putting all this extra.
That's awesome, man.
love into it. And just like, oh,
What's the
anger right?
Are you putting the what if spin on the Magneto?
Yeah, this is from a old. Well, I can't say it's that old, right? It's still in the 2000s, but it was from a what if story I read some years ago of the Age of Apocalypse storyline that continued, and Magneto had defeated Apocalypse and taken over the United States and stuff like that. And so I'm just kind of, and I always loved that design of him, so I'm just my excuse to draw that.
Oh, very cool.
Thank you.
Oh man, I got soup all over my t-shirt. Soup with a beard. There's no greater thing, I'm telling you.
Are you changing up your Spider-Man now? Gonna put a beard under it?
Close. Yeah, my what if is a pretty easy one. I'm just gonna do what if Spider-Man had a mustache. That's all the jam
Simple.
I got right now. So it's gonna be one hell of a mustache, though. Let me tell you.
Yeah, Movember Spider-Man. Got it.
That's it. Yeah, it's gonna be I think a big handlebars, the Yosemite Sam style.
Yeah.
I got a question from Robin that you got. It's an MCU question, so I'm not sure, but is MCU avoiding Mr. Sinister altogether? Now, I know they had him on the TV show that wasn't, or like Fox did right before they sold to Disney. I forget the name of it now was. But it was like all the off-brand mutants they had on there, but Mr. Sinister turned out to be like the main bad guy. Oh.
Are you talking the TV show like the old cartoon, like the 90s cartoon?
No. It was a live-action show.
Oh.
It started out good, but then it got just way too lost in the CW drama crap, and they forgot that they were supposed to be a mutant action show. Oh man, I can't remember the name of the show. Damn it! Obviously, it had such an impact on me that but yeah,
is that the one with like Polaris and Warpath on there?
Yeah. Blink.
I like fell off from watching it.
Yeah, because it got crappy, but it started out really good, and then like the big mid-season teaser was that Mr. Sinister was the bad guy. And, like I said, it wasn't bad.
To go all Norm Macdonald, who would imagine someone named Mr. Sinister being the bad guy?
Well, it's not like that's his secret identity or anything. He doesn't pretend to be anything else other than who he is.
In terms of them ignoring him recently, to be honest, I thought I saw a poster or a promo thing. Maybe it was in previews that showed him on a team, and he looked like almost like a teenage version of him or something like that. But it was definitely him. Maybe I'm just, maybe it was just the style of it kind of felt that way. But
whoever designed that should be hurt.
Yeah.
Right after they get the person who designed the new Lobo for the 52 crap.
Oh yeah, I think they got rid of that guy though.
Did they? Good.
Oh yeah, I think the original Lobo's back again.
The only thing that would have been acceptable if the original Lobo came back and killed that Lobo.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what they did, because they basically had in that first issue of the New 52 Lobo, they had the new, emo boy Lobo just totally butcher the original Lobo and use his head as a trash can or something.
Oh,
and it was I remember it just being offended. And because I love Lobo, but I don't know. He was they tried to make him into this more lethal, he doesn't look as cool and bikery as Lobo, but he's way more deadly. That was the spin on it, like that he was a more deadly killer, a more deadly assassin type thing. And I don't know. Yeah,
because what everyone fears is the emo kid next door.
Yeah.
Barry, The Gifted.
Temporize everything, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That was the name of the show. Barry got The Gifted. You guys remember that or see it?
No, I don't remember that at all.
Yeah.
And was it just like a lightly, like a light version of New Mutants, essentially? Or?
No, it was straight. It was like the mutants that got left behind at Xavier's school while the other ones went off on some big mission or whatever. So it was. I mean, because it was Warpath, Polaris. It wasn't like C or D listers. It was some pretty big A- B-lister characters, but then there were like the two main characters that we were supposed to be following, this family, that got tied up with the mutants. Like it started out good because like they were sniffing around the fact that there could be Sentinels, the whole bit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then but the fact that they called it the Gifted, even though they were mutants and they used the X-Men name and everything in the show, but the show title was the Gifted. You knew that they were half-assing it big time. Because then that was right in the moment where Disney was, working a deal to get Fox back, or to get Fox to get the mutants back and everything.
I gotcha.
So it was one of those where I went in knowing that I was probably going to be heartbroken. And then luckily the show went to garbage quickly, and it was just like pointless.
Yeah, it's different when you've had a taste of some good stuff, and then you get to a point where you can't tolerate the garbage anymore. But like, there was a time when all we had was garbage, and so we just liked the taste of it because we were just so happy to have anything at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm thinking about that. I've been actually Casey loaned me his Swamp Thing, the TV show, the '90s TV show. DVDs a couple weeks ago when I saw him, and man, that is a terrible friggin' show. Whew. Like, so bad, but it had potential to be good, but it was basically like Swamp Thing with like Littlest Hobo budget. Like, it was really, really weird. And but it's the guy who was Swamp Thing in the movies. So it's it's a very strange spin on it. And I don't know if you guys ever saw that, but it's bad. But at the time, I'm sure it was one of those things where, it was all that was available. So we just liked it.
I vaguely remember that show, yeah.
Like, I love the Lou Ferrigno, the Eric Kramer, I think it was called The Return of the Hulk, where it's Thor. I loved that. And it got torn apart by so many people, but I loved it. I think I've probably seen that movie more times than I probably should admit, because I had the VHS. I taped it off a TV, and I think I wore that tape. But I also had a Saturday Night's Main Event on there as well. So I think it was like Savage versus Bret Hart, like kind of 1988 era. But anyway, yeah. I had that Hulk movie on there, and I watched it a billion times, but I loved it. And it's horrible, but it was what we had, and it was, I've come to have such a great appreciation for that characterization of Thor in that show, the way he looked and just his attitude and stuff. I thought it was great. It still kind of holds up for me, as much as those things are kind of tough to watch sometimes now.
Does anyone remember Daredevil and Trial of the Incredible Hulk?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's like,
and what's
still
crazy,
one of my favorite versions.
What's crazy about that is I remember people tearing that up because, why would Daredevil be in a black costume? And how come there was no horns? And how come his costume covered his eyes? He's blind anyway, and all this kind of craziness. And then meanwhile, when Netflix does the Daredevil show, he's the exact same black costume, and everyone loved it. Everyone was like, "This is the best costume ever. I wish it looks like this in the show, in the comics." And
it's
I
so
thought that was
realistic.
such a funny thing as a fan to experience that shift. I guess people have just changed because I don't know.
Well, look at the Loki show from the Matrix. Like, when everyone got so annoyed with the Matrix when the architect sat down and talked to Neo for like 30 minutes or 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, "Oh, blah blah." Kang did the same fucking thing with Loki, and everyone thought it was like the best thing, and
Yeah.
I was like, it's the same exact story right there.
Yeah.
So yeah, people have very short memories.
Yep.
I'm proud to say that my outrage lasts for years.
Wait.
Yeah, Stefan and I can hold on to shit for a long time.
I tried to watch The Return of the Swamp Thing, the sequel, and man, we got 5 minutes into it, and we just looked at each other like, "You have to be kidding me! Like, this is just friggin' dreadful!" Like,
Yeah.
And I mean, I love me some Swamp Thing, and I'll take it in any kind of dose I can get it in. But like, that was awful. That was a bad batch of.
The TV show was better.
Yeah, and that's saying something.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. It's a shame. But I don't know. I don't think Wes Craven had anything to do with that one, the second one.
No, it was
No, it's just a cash
totally
grab.
cash grab studio
Yeah.
garbage. Yeah. Even the suit was
Totally different
like,
vibe. Like you first meet Swamp Thing, and it's like this ridiculous like action music comes on, like bam, ba, ba, like superhero music,
Yeah.
and he comes in. He's like, "They call me Swamp Thing," and I'm like, "Oh my god, I gotta turn this shit off. This is terrible."
Yeah, you'd swear that one was done by Trauma. It was
Ugh.
that level.
You know what game
that
doesn't
hurt
hold
too
up?
much there?
Speaking of stuff not holding up, you know what really doesn't hold up? And I was so disappointed by this. I finished a big job this week and I wanted to celebrate, so I bought myself a $5 PS3 game off of the network, you know, on my my fancy PS3, state of the art equipment that it is. And I've been buying old Sega games lately. Like I love Golden Axe. I mean, I just been loving that so much. But I bought Altered Beast.
Oh, don't say that doesn't hold up.
Oh my.
Dude, it doesn't hold up, man.
Oh,
Because
that's
and
heartbreaking.
I got to like the third level and I was like, how many millions of dollars did I spend at the arcade on this stupid game? Which actually, it gets so stupidly hard that it's like you just spend your entire time basically dying and doing all of your attacks in that kind of what do you call it, that purgatory between, you know, you're losing a life and then coming back onto the screen where you're slightly you know, intangible and you're able to attack before you solidify on the screen, and that's the only time you can do any damage because you're otherwise just getting murdered.
Yeah.
You know, just ridiculously hard game. And anyway, yeah, I was so sad. The first level was so nostalgic and like rise from your grave and like all that shit. That was great.
Yeah.
But oh
Thomas
my
already
god,
got you on that one. Yeah. The minute you said it, everyone's in the chat room making the comments.
Yeah.
Oh, but that's a shame that Altered Beast didn't hold up because that's a fond memory game for sure.
yeah, for sure. And I did have that kind of like, I remember playing it with my brothers and stuff, and for sure, like, you know, very cool. But yeah, just as a playing it, maybe it's because I've only got like a one player, you know, system, so maybe it's a case of just, you know, playing it by myself makes you realize how ridiculously hard, because used to be like the bad guys, the way the bosses are set up, there's always a thing that shoots lots of little things that have to be destroyed before you can hurt the boss.
Yeah.
So if you have two people, it's easy to beat that shit. But if you're just one person and you weren't able to power up during the level because the wolf, but yeah, I love that the two moves you have are basically punch and brutal nut kick. Like it is a low midsection kick that's just like a full on like massive like, you know, like penalty shot kind of you know, kind of kick, but like right to the nuts of whatever you're fighting. It's beautiful.
The way you're describing it, it sounds like the Dark Souls of its day. Like this from it's like.
Oh, you never played Altered Beast, Sean?
Like, no. Like I had friends that had it and stuff, but like I wouldn't for that game. I don't think I ever played it that much or at all. I don't think so. No.
The corner store where I grew up had it in the arcade version of it, so that's probably why. I mean, it's probably way better in arcade version too than the actual like the Sega Genesis version. But
yeah,
it's neat to be able to play the old Sega games though.
It's yeah, I think I only remember it on Sega Genesis. Like I know it was an arcade game.
Mm-hmm.
I think most of my friends had it on Sega.
Oh man. Well, Karl, your cover for the tags, 1 to 1, 1 out of 1 is brilliant. That is an amazing piece that Alicia got. So I'm glad I'm on the air with you to tell you that, because it is a really, really nice piece.
Thanks.
And Wesley, of course, killed it on the colors.
Yep.
And I spent 2 days coloring a thing this week going, God damn it, I got to call Wesley. I get him to color my stuff. Because A, I hate coloring, and, you know, B, that guy is just a genius. Like, that guy's stuff's unbelievable.
You think he was yelling at Karl for that cover? If he saw you wanted him to color, yeah, he would have been screaming at you big time.
Well, that's the thing, man. Like, every time I go to color and I have to color my own work, every time I'm drawing it, I always think, poor unlucky son of a bitch is going to have to color this thing. And then I'm like, oh, it's going to be me. And then it is me. And it's just a nightmare. It's just an awful, awful nightmare. I'm like, why do I draw like this? Like, there's probably not a colorist out there who's ever colored my stuff who likes me. They're probably just like, nope, screw that guy, man. I lost 3 days coloring one panel because of that bullshit he does with hair and, you know, whatever. You know what I mean? Brutal.
You done your coaster there, Mike?
Almost. I'm just gonna lay some washes on there, but,
okay.
But yeah. If someone wants to bid on it, it's Spider-Man with a mustache.
Yeah.
I'll throw some color on it too. Actually, this will be a color one, just to make it a little bit more interesting, I guess.
All right, we will start.
That's amazing.
Started at $5.
Yeah. All right. $5.
Just amazed how that mustache is so strongly peeking through that mask. Just...
Yep.
That is a man's mustache.
Man stash.
Man stash.
Troy's brought it up to 20 already.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey Troy, I gotta get maybe my phone's charging right now, but I'll get that link from you, Stefan, so I can look at the comments, because I got my back to the computer here. So I apologize for the Indy 500 going on outside. It's a nice-ish, probably one of the last nice weekends we'll have here in Southern Ontario. So everyone's out on their dirt bikes and motorcycles and three-wheelers and ridiculous.
Before it becomes Ice Station Zebra.
Yeah. Oh,
all right,
man.
Tim Duncan jumps it up to 30.
Hey, Tim. Yeah, I'll throw some color on this. All right.
That's going to make for a fun sound effect.
Yeah.
Nathan put $40 for Spider-Man shoe. I think this is more hipster Spider-Man. Like, I expect Spider-Man to have a cocktail shaker and making me some, beeswax whiskey drink bullshit.
Beeswax.
Paul brought it to 50.
Paul Kemp.
Yeah.
Speaking of Paul, we'll have to show the thing I did. I've got the original here, actually. Just when I finish coloring this, I'll bring it up if you guys want to show it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And by thing, he's talking about the cover he did for Paul for the Sketchy 101.
Yeah, I brought an old friend into the picture.
All right, Murray. Be safe, buddy. We'll see you in a bit.
I feel like it should be a crazy blonde mustache. No?
That's funny. Troy actually said that mustache needs to be yellow.
Yellow? We're on the same page today, Troy. Yeah, maybe I'll do a sketch cover next. I got a million different kinds of sketch covers, but I have a Secret Wars one, which I thought would probably work pretty good as a kind of a neutral territory to do a what if on.
That would be a solid cover for that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do something a little more serious, maybe. I'm going for low-hanging fruit, though, to be honest with you. I'm just kind of like, well, I've got this much energy right now. But, yeah, I'm going to... I got an idea that it's kind of been brewing in my head, but you're going to see it just born on the page because I don't actually know what I'm going to do with it yet, but kind of have an idea. I've been thinking about this all week. I actually had an extra week to think about it because we canceled last week and still couldn't come up with anything good. But because I don't know, fractured thinking this week. But
all right, we're down to under 30 seconds here.
All right.
So.
Yeah, big yellow mustache coming up. Hulkamania style.
Nice.
All right, where is that? Yellow.
And we are sold. All right, Paul Count.
Cheers, Paul.
Nice, thanks, man.
Close the yellow mustache down here, and we're good.
Head over to Weapon B. I like the fact that he's got like it looks almost like you'd see in the hospital the oxygen tank people would have on, but he's also got the cigar.
Of course. Yeah.
If you're,
You just don't get more Florida than that right now.
well, you got to be familiar with the Barry Smith version of this story, though.
I'm familiar with it.
All right. Well, I'm just saying.
I know, but if you have ever been around Florida, you'll see these people with this portable oxygen that looks.
Really?
It's about the size of a small purse. And the tubes go up to the nose and everything, but occasionally you'll see one of them smoking with it too.
Saw one in Disney World. It was the saddest thing ever. I was like, oh my God, get my kid out of here. This is
just waiting for them to rock it off.
I think it was the first issue of Blood Blister when I was doing a cover for that. I think you had sent me the script for that, as well as a couple of Tony Harris pages, Stefan. You had sent me the script to read it so I could do the cover. And I remember, why can't I think of his name? The writer on Blood Blister.
Phil Hester.
Sorry?
Phil Hester.
Phil Hester. Why can't I think of his name? Phil's description in the opening scene, it cuts to like a trailer, a guy in a super old guy on an oxygen tank standing in his front door smoking a cigarette, and I just thought it had such an amazing image to it, like the way he wrote it out. Yeah, I don't know why that came to mind, but I think I laughed because I have seen that myself. Like,
oh yeah,
it's like a Trailer Park Boys kind of thing, almost.
Alicia's gonna want all her coasters to have a mustache now.
There we go. Spider stash.
Nice.
Thank you, Paul. That was fun. If you'd like, I can actually show. Maybe I'm gonna zoom out a little bit, and that way I can show more desk, and then I can get. Let's see if I can alter this a little bit here. All right. I got a weird, wacky ass glare, but.
You got some good distance there. You're good.
All right. Let's see here. Where is it now? All right, so I decided for Paul's piece, because he let me draw whatever I was going to draw, whatever I wanted to draw. So I know Paul is a big fan of a character that I had a hand in creating. many years ago. So I decided to do a big 11 by 17 painting of Oric of the Great White North in his original duds from the first Oric cover. Or sorry, not the first Oric cover, the first Oric drawing from the original poster appearance he was on. So this is your piece, Paul. This is Oric versus a big-ass dragon somewhere in the north. And I hope you dig it. Sorry, there's a weird glare. I can't really see.
No, it looks good, dude. It looks good.
So I will get that in the mail to you along with your mustache Spider-Man on Monday. And I can't wait to see the book when it comes out. I think it's going to be neat with the Sketchy logo dropped in right there. It's going to be pretty rad, I think.
As long as Casey, if you're out there listening, who he started the clock today. Oh, I'll have it done today for sure. I was like, all right, I won't call you out until the show. But you know, if I don't have it for the show, I'm calling you out.
Yeah, he's been drawing. He's been busy this week drawing. He's got all kinds of wacky stuff on the go. I think I saw a really cool commission he just did for somebody as well. I don't know if you guys saw this. I did this a couple weeks ago. I just thought I'd throw it up here quick. Speaking of Golden Axe, a couple minutes ago, I decided I'm going to give this to my little brother for his birthday in October. It's Gilius Thunderhead riding Chicken Leg from Golden Axe.
Oh, that's nice.
It's a game that he used to play all the time. So anyway, yeah, he's not on the internet, so he won't see this. But he's getting this for his birthday. So there it is.
Hey, Sean, you still with us?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Your hand was in that one spot for the longest time. I thought maybe it froze.
No. It sounds like
No problem, man. I just wanted to make sure.
no, it's just my blue light was the last of it broke, and I was just like, oh, gotta change it out.
No problem.
And for some reason, I only put like one in at a time. I don't know why. That's just...
Robin said he always played the dwarf in Golden Axe.
Mostly just because of this pencil. It's kind of cheap, so it just doesn't.
Yeah, the dwarf rules for sure.
Leads in it just don't hold up that long.
All right, where is that book?
I might have to have somebody proxy bid for me on Weapon D here. It's looking way too good. Oh, man.
Is it? No, I got it in here somewhere.
Yeah, it's about done too. Go in here, might fix a few things, but yeah.
I think your microphone failed or something. What'd you say?
But I'm gonna have to go in with some whiteout, fix a few little bits and pieces. But yeah, it's turning out all right.
Yeah.
You hearing me okay now?
Yep. Just a moment ago, you sounded like you were across the room or something.
All right.
Find the cover you wanted to use, Mike?
I think so. Yeah. I just had to dig it out. Put some paper down behind this because my desk is filthy. Somewhere I got some paper. Whew. Actually, I think what I'll do is I'll sketch first. All right.
Sorry, I'm being quiet real quick. I'm fixing the screen.
Oh, I thought I lost you guys again. I was like,
No, sorry. Yeah, it was one of those. Yeah, when I see a technical thing, I got to work on it, and then really can't talk while I'm doing the technical stuff, and then I always realize, oh wait, no one else is talking. Whoops.
Brain's just a little scrambled. I think I'm talking sometimes, but it's just in my head. Oh man, I'm so sick of the notes.
Well, like you said, it's the last good weekend, so maybe that'll go away for a while.
Now that I've said that, we'll probably get like another month of summer.
I was about to say, it seems pretty early to say that it's like the last good weekend, though. I mean, are you really expecting it to get that cold that quick?
Well, not so much cold, but just wet and shitty, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. Southern Ontario is not the best this time of year. It's beautiful in a lot of ways, but yeah, it just escalates now. Same as anywhere. Could be worse. All right, let's see here. How am I going to do this now? All right.
So what are you doing?
I'm going to see if I can actually make it happen kind of in rough form first, and then I'll let you know.
Okay. I was trying to figure
Yeah.
like,
I'm just doing like a little, I'm doing like a kind of a dummy sketch on a scrap piece of paper, and if I get that way, because otherwise I don't really know what I'm doing, so I'll bash the hell out of the cover, erasing and fixing stuff. But if I kind of just get a rough, you know, I've drawn basically kind of a rough template of the actual thing.
Gotcha, yeah.
And then I got where roughly where the logo is going to be. This way I can beat this scrap of paper up, and then if I get something that I like, I can work from that. It just spares the book and usually fetches a better grade on the book if the person who wins this one decides they want to get it graded or whatever. I don't know that this would be a 9.8 contender. I'll say that from the start, but I'm just because I've had it for a long time and it's been in the studio for a while. So,
Jeremy's saying you're supposed to have snow by mid next month.
Sorry, what was that?
Jeremy was saying that you're expected to have snow by mid next month.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, I know that Winnipeg last year, got destroyed the first week of October. Weren't prepared for the winter they got, and they got it all at once, and it really, really messed the whole place up. And then you and I showed up there a week and a half later or a week later for the Brandon show, and it was. Yeah, it was trash. The place was just destroyed. All the trees were down.
I did lose me that time.
Yeah, he did drop that time, buddy.
That was because I said something before. It knew.
It's all right. I can hear you, though. Still can't see your video.
Oh, I got it.
So what are you going to do on your cover there? Or is it a secret until...
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you know what? I'll just say, yeah, because I might screw it up. I'm going to do, what if Dr. Doom had the Hammer of Thor? Like, what if Dr. Doom was working with Mjolnir?
Oh.
That's not right.
Like I said, it's kind of low-hanging fruit. There's not a whole lot of concept there, but I don't know. I love Dr. Doom. I love Thor, so it seems like a good fit.
I guess Sue Storm will have a new husband.
And we'll see if it remains to see if I can actually pull this off. So the way I want to. Maybe I don't have to show that much. Sorry for that scratchy noise. Maybe I can pad that up a little bit somehow.
Well, I mean, okay, so I'm just going over the what here. So Eric Masterson, he was a doctor though, right? It was like
Eric Masterson is a doctor?
Yeah, Thor's alter ego.
Yeah.
I'm I'm just drawing a line here between trying to work out a name.
Oh.
What's his name? Blake?
Don Blake was the original Doctor. Yeah, Eric Masterson was the alter ego of Thor in the late '80s when they made he was Thor and then he was Thunderstrike.
Yeah, Thunderstrike. That's what it was. Yeah.
The original Thor came back. Yeah, Don Blake, poor bugger's been through quite a journey in the comics. This isn't what I want to do. Something different.
Karl, did you freeze up or are you concentrating really hard?
Oh, maybe he froze up.
I'm guessing Karl froze up. Yep.
Yeah, it's a freeze unless he's concentrating real hard on that one
Yeah,
spot.
that's going to be the blackest of black ink spots ever. See, this is why we need Linda in the chat so she can run into the next room and say, "Hey, your shit's goofing up." All right, Karl's back. All right, you were frozen there for a moment, Karl. Nope, Karl's gone and gone.
Smoothest night ever.
I'm telling you,
Smoothest ever.
it's the nights that Justin's not here. I'm pretty sure he's out there, like, messing with things.
Shit Show 5.0.
Yep. All right, you're back. Did your cat chew one of the wires? What happened there?
I don't know. I was just quiet. I was just talking, and I was saying obnoxious things, and all of a sudden everything went quiet. So shit.
Facebook will have its revenge, no matter what.
They will.
Facebook freezing you out again.
Damn their eyes. It's because I make all that hate speech.
Well, yeah.
Oh.
Attack Canada, you see what happens.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Let's see here. Sorry, man. I'm kind of off my off my game a bit today. See, this is why I do sketches on a scrap piece of paper, because this book would have been destroyed already. Alright.
That's actually a good idea doing the thumbnail on us before doing a
Well, you know,
cover.
I just got blocked by Facebook.
What?
Yeah, I cannot comment right now. To prevent any misuse, we've temporarily restricted your ability to use this feature on Facebook.
Oh no.
What the? Are they monitoring our...
Yeah, they're listening, man.
All right.
You know what?
So this is probably the last night we're going to do this on Facebook. I'm going to let everybody know. We're moving to Twitch. Fuck this.
Fair
man.
enough.
I
Fair
am
enough,
so
man.
done. So done with this.
Yeah. Yeah, this is like, let's just mass exodus out of the place, man. Like, that's just...
Yeah. I mean,
horrible.
So far tonight I said, hey, welcome. What other things have I typed? But yeah, somehow I'm blocked.
ridiculous.
Welcoming
Well,
is hate
it's-
speech.
Wow.
It's guilt by association.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Is
yeah,
that
here
like
we
the
go.
algorithm? Because it can't
So
be a
I'll
person
send everybody the
deciding.
Twitch link. We'll post it up on the tags page. But yeah, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, I can't comment now. Unbelievable. Yeah, they probably confused me with Karl. Exactly, CJ.
Well, Carl's got priors, don't you know?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I
know. He probably gave him a false ID. Oh no, my name's Stefan. You got it all wrong.
Jeez.
Oh, man. Unreal. Oh yeah, Justin, somebody may have reported me. Yeah, I wonder who that somebody could have been. Hey Mike, are you able to slide over to the right just a wee bit?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Oh, you're still doing that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm still in rough sketch land. Because I'm so good at drawing today. Man, you get rusty though. You put it down for a couple of days, and flex a different muscle, and then you come back to it, and you're like, oh my god. It's like push-ups. If you don't do them every day, you lose them. You lose your ability to do them.
What is this word you call push up? What is this word?
Push-ups.
This is new to me.
Body starts hurting as soon as you mention it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
Robin asked, how many APS is that? Apologies per second. Canada.
What was that? Sorry, how many?
I'm not exactly sure what he's referring to, but I guess we must have had sorry going up quite a bit. So he asked, how many APS is that? Apologies per second.
Oh. I love it.
I can't believe this. Like this drawing might actually get done tonight.
Nice. Man, we're going to have 2 records here tonight.
This is
Oh,
insane. I never get this fast.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for Karl to finally call it and say he's done, but I think he's just going to keep tweaking.
because I gotta, man. Because I gotta. Legit.
So for Karl, from now on, everything has to be duck themed because apparently
It's the way.
he can rip through duck art.
I was gonna say, add art to that. Jeez.
Mike, you weren't here at the beginning, but truth be told, it was a blank piece of paper at the beginning of this show.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
And you guys can kiss my ass.
Stop it, man. Hey, we're gonna get blocked even harder now. Come on.
That's incredible, man. That is really, really something. Like, whew. That's great.
I'm locked up right now trying to figure out how to handle right here. If I just want to put a little shadow here for him, or if I want to have a lot of blood spatter, I'm not sure how to all it set up.
Yeah, it's so
Well,
great.
it wouldn't be on him because I'm assuming blood like water off a duck's back. So.
Did you guys ever pick up the Howard the Duck Marvel Max series in the 90s? Or no, I guess it was probably the early 2000s. I remember, well, my reason for buying it was not the reason I was going to mention. It had beautiful Glenn Fabry covers, though. He painted the covers on those.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I got a couple.
They were fantastic. But the reason I bought it was because my first work for Marvel, which was uncredited, because it was an advertisement, was actually in Howard the Duck Marvel Max issue 3. So if you have that comic, or if you're a fan of that and you want to see some really bad artwork of mine that doesn't have my name on it, it's in that book. And it's Spider-Man playing a game of pool against the Green Goblin, with a bunch of extra Jim Lee clip art that they added to my poster. The poster was fine the way it was, but I guess some art director decided to add an out of perspective, totally wrong camera angle drawing of Wolverine, just dropped right into the scene for some reason. But anyway, I buy it because I was in it and I was all proud. And then I picked it up off the shelf and I looked at it and I just about died when I saw what they had done to my poster. But I think I ended up with a copy anyway. But anyway, yeah, good times.
I remember you telling me that
That's my only
in
Howard the Duck story.
Emerald City about that story.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was a bit of a heartbreaker for sure, but yeah.
That sounds like a cash decision. Like they were just like,
Well, it was, yeah. And, I don't care that they added a Jim Lee. I mean, like, oh, they're cool. They added a Jim Lee Wolverine from the 90s into my drawing. But it was like if you clipped out a scene from a different movie from a totally different camera angle and dropped him into my perspective. Like I had done the perspective. Like it was it's a cityscape outside the window. Like it was solid. And,
yeah.
And then he just drops this guy and he's all off kilter, and it just looked like honestly, it looked like a fridge magnet was stuck on my poster.
Yeah, I was about to say, it looked like someone took
Jeez.
color forms to your art and
Yeah.
just dropped a bunch of color forms on it.
I actually don't even know if I'm sure I have a copy somewhere, but I'd love to dig it out just for the nostalgia of it. I actually designed 3 or 4 other posters that never saw print that broke my heart because one of them was Daredevil and Elektra. And Elektra is playing in a real, like, Roadhouse kind of pool hall. And she's there, taking a shot, leaning over the table, taking a shot. And the place is just full of ninjas. If there's any place where I could find a shadow, I'd put a ninja in it. And Daredevil's busting into the scene, and he's kind of like flying in and kicking a guy, and he's throwing one of his billy sticks, and it's like it bounces off of like 9 things and like hits another guy, and it was a whole big thing. And I was really proud of it, and it never saw print, and it just totally killed me inside. Yeah.
Hey Robin, it's Howard the Duck #3, the Marvel Max series.
Marvel Max, yeah.
Yes, from 2002.
Issue 3 or issue 2, one of the two, yeah. And it has like a Glenn Fabry cover. That's all I know. It's
they
beautiful.
all had Glenn Fabry covers, so
yeah.
You just caused a bunch of people to buy 2 copies now. It's like shit. #2 now? What?
Yeah, I honestly, it might have actually run in both. It was an ad for a local Canadian. They're out of business now, but for many years in Canada, there was a place called Dufferin Games that made billiard tables and all manner of game room products, posters and ping pong sets and all that kind of stuff. And the tables were beautiful. They made beautiful pool tables, and I got to design a bunch of like I designed a Fantastic Four one and a Spider-Man one, and like the Spider-Man one would have been a dream. It had like red, the red felt and the web printing on it, the spider in the center. I had actually conceived of and made a rack for the balls that would actually look like a splotch of webs that had a triangle hole cut out of them. And it was cool. It was a really cool gig. It paid really well, and it just nothing happened. Like just one of those things where I did a bunch of work and got paid and nothing happened. So, but a few products came out. Like I did an X-Men ping pong set that came out, and like a bunch of different dart flights and things like that. But yeah, Dufferin Games anyway. And there was a Hulk one that I think saw print. The big thing about the Spider-Man was it was right when the first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie had come out, and they actually had it up on the silver screen, here in the Toronto area, because I had people contact me going, Ruth, I saw your Spider-Man poster on the screen, and I never got to see that movie in the theaters, I don't think, so I never got to see that ad. I think I saw it in the theater eventually, but they stopped running the ad. But that would have been kind of a cool thing to see on the big screen.
How long did they give you to take care of those assignments?
So I had like 3. I think I had like a lush amount of time. I had like 3 weeks, and I had the problem was I was using an old what do they call them? Like an old G3 Mac. Like it was a 1995 or 96 version of a Mac, 97 version. The big blue ones, and it was my wife's, and I remember having to, I remember we killed the computer during the processing of trying to process it on like Photoshop 3 or something like that, trying to process this gigantic poster, because the poster actually had to print at it was going to be a huge wooden plaque job. So it was going to be printed at something like 33 by 22. So it was massive. So it had to be super high res at that size. And it just about murdered, like the computer couldn't handle it. And went through 2 computers, got the job done. I think it paid something insane though. Like it was like $3,000, but it paid $3,000 in like 1999 money. So I felt like a millionaire for a couple of weeks there. And it was incredible. And I had like so much time to do it, and it was awesome. But it was a tough job because it had to go through so many sets of eyes and too many people's opinions, changing stuff and adding stuff, and now we want to have Kingpin added into the background, and can we have this, and that was fine because I was drawing Marvel characters and getting paid for it. It was wonderful. It was a dream. Yeah. But it was also a nightmare. And then when it all came to print and they just decided to stick a bunch of Jim Lee crap all over not saying this stuff is crap. It's only crap when it's stuck to your artwork that you spent 3 weeks drawing.
Right.
Yeah. But I did a Hulk poster after that where it's Hulk playing against Nine Ball against General Ross. And And it was pretty cool because it was Banner turning into the Hulk, kind of. So there's all these stages of transformation between him taking the shot and him turning into the Hulk. And then I drew all that out, and it was actually really, really cool. And then they decided to make it different and just have the Hulk getting mad, smashing the table. So I drew that instead. I had to draw the Anyway, it was pretty cool. I don't know if that one ever saw print though, and if they did, they probably stuck a bunch of crap all over it. So I don't know.
Sounds like an incredible concept, though. This just.
All right.
Hopefully they did it justice.
Weapon D is done.
Weapon D is done. Wow. This is like Hugh took over Carl's body or something here. All right, well, we will go ahead and start the bid on this one. We'll do an early one here. The bid's going to have to start at $125 because Jay already put in a $125 bid before he had to bounce out. So we'll do this quick little 5-minute auction. Starting bid at $125.
Yeah, sure about this Doom face. It's going to be all about the Doom face.
I think everyone's in this, stunned moment that Karl finished before everybody else.
There's so more than an hour left in the show. What's going on?
Say what? What was that, Mike?
Oh, there's more than an hour left in the show too.
I know. We just might have to just turn the cameras on and just start drinking together.
I'm trying to switch to the webcam so I could do a wider shot. Has it been swapping or not?
No, just still seeing the board and the piece.
Huh, hold on. There we go.
There you are. Nice. How big is that?
9 by 12.
Nice.
Wanted something that could be framed easily.
Yeah. Number 3 plot equals tax president.
It's spring break outside right now. Jesus.
Robin, if you expect a Howard the Duck book from 2002 to have highbrow humor or storyline, you're definitely going for the wrong book. Because the plot for number 3 was a tech bracelet that gives people huge boobs.
Yeah. It was the Marvel Max series. I mean, chance to sneak swear words and extra gratuity into things.
Yeah, in the most clunky and awkward way possible. I mean,
yeah,
all those books felt like they were written by people who never swore in their life.
Yeah.
And they went through and just kind of like rolled a die to see which word they would split with a swear word.
Kind of went all Schwarzenegger, fuck you, asshole, kind of.
Yeah. And that was smooth compared to some of how those scripts wrote. I've seen that a lot in a lot of indie books right now. Like the forced swearing that just feels like kids that just figured out the swear word so they could use it at all the wrong and inappropriate times.
Yeah.
They're trying to be like fake Quentin Tarantino's with their storytelling.
Yeah.
Like they're just like, man, if I just put a swear word every other word, it'll sound like a real conversation. No, it won't.
Exactly.
No, it won't.
I'm trying to think. I read one yesterday that just like it was such an eye rolling. So like, gee. Oh yeah. It was one that Justin sent me to read to see about doing a cover for, and I was just like, nope. It started out good, but then just became so typical, and the script was just sophomoric.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of those concepts like, oh, this could be good, but man, it's a shame. Because it, art-wise and look-wise, it reminded me of the Parker novels. I don't know if you're.
Oh, like the Darwin Cook stuff?
Sure. Yeah. He did the adaptations of it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. The Parker. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, same thing. Yeah, Richard Stark.
I've only seen the I've actually only read the the Darwin Cook ones. So yeah, I didn't know.
Same thing. Yeah, I mean, they were so well done too. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
If you can get those, I highly recommend getting those. Because they stayed true to the novels, and Darwin Cook's art in that is just perfect for it.
Oh, it's just magnificent. Yeah.
All right, we're at less than a minute, and we're okay. CJ just jumped in 150. All right.
Yeah, this is a really dumb idea, but we'll see. I don't know if I can make it cool, but whatever. We'll see.
All right, we're down to just a few seconds left. CJ's got the winning bid at 150. And see if anybody's gonna snipe. All right, CJ, you got that at 150.
Nice.
All right. Thank you, CJ. I appreciate that.
Hey, CJ. Yeah, I see.
Trying to figure out if I want to try and draw something else.
Oh, you're gonna push your luck and try to see if you can do something in this time?
Yeah.
Oh,
Do it.
I double dog
Just-
dare you.
I just can't. I can't beat Weapon D. I'm trying to come up with something.
No, that's a pretty big one to tie the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Murray's back just in time to not get the weapon D. Oh, Murray, you just missed out, bud. Karl, throw it back on screen just to give Murray some envy. Because this is the weapon D CJ just got. I can feel your jealousy from here, Murray. Wow.
And he laughs. He laughs.
Stefan lived for the suffering of others, man.
Yes.
Oh, yes. I get more nutrition from the tears of others.
Nutrients. I need my nutrients. I don't know what I'm doing. But let's get it on the board and see what it looks like.
Think.
All right, time to bite that bullet, Mike. I don't know,
Yeah.
the sketch looks pretty good so far.
Yeah, I mean, the positions are right. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. The Doom face under the helmet's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it's going to extend the mustache. It's all about the big mustaches today. So
yes, it is That's what we'll have to do for November. We'll have to have a mustache night.
Yeah, mustache night for sure.
Only characters
Can I
with
tell you-
mustache.
Like, just in general, the Red Hulk, the whole concept of the Red Hulk just pisses me off to no end. It's actually why I quit reading the Hulk years ago. I actually have a story about how I threw Hulk issue 600 into the lake. But anyway, I hated it when they did a reveal of Thunderbolt Ross as Red Hulk, and it was so dumb. And I think the reason I got so mad was because, like, if you're gonna go there and have General Ross as the Hulk, then why couldn't he have had a mustache?
Because it would have given it away, and they wanted that twist.
I know, but
It was so
like
dumb,
it's like,
yeah.
come on. After that, they should have just gone full mustache. Like once it was revealed, it's like, okay, we can stop with the facade now, because he'd returned to his General Ross form with a mustache, and I just get upset about stuff like that,
And the mustache magically grows back. Well,
Yeah.
watch the Venture Brothers, because Colonel Stafford there, when he hulks out, he keeps his mustache. So, and it's a total dig on the whole Red Hulk thing.
Nice. So here's a little technique I was going to show you guys that I do when I am doing a sketch cover. I just got a little scrap of paper towel somewhere. Oh, I got some somewhere. Where are we now? That's weird. Oh well, I'll use this instead. All right, so what I'm going to do is, what I have here is I have a piece of blue Conte, which is basically like charcoal, kind of drawing charcoal in color. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just, I've got my drawing here. I'm going to just tear the edges around the shape of the comic book so I have a place to put the tape, because this piece of paper is actually larger than the comic book. So I'm going to take this, flip it over, and I'm going to rub the back with this Conte, and make sure all of the areas that I penciled are basically kind of covered. And then I'm going to take a rag here, and I'm just going to smooth it all out. Make sure I get a nice even ground. What I'm basically doing here is I'm creating poor man's carbon paper. And the reason I'm doing that is because real carbon paper will leave a very greasy, dirty mess on your white paper, which will be difficult to erase if you decide you want to make some corrections or things like that. Whereas what I'm using here is, I've basically rubbed it all off. So what I'm going to do now is take this, and I'm going to position it. I'm going to position it on a clean piece of paper. Hold on. Oh. Here we go. Tear out a sheet of paper here.
I love the fact you're doing it this way, man. This is kind of how I had a mentor growing up, and this is kind of how he taught me to like transfer my drawings onto Bristol.
Yeah, I mean, it's especially works with sketch covers, because you can't really light box these. I mean, some of them you can, but some of them, the cover stock is just a little too thick and it's not nice. And if you're doing it at a show or something like that, it's hard to lug a light box around. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just position this now, and I got to figure out what I want to get in there. Like I want Mjolnir in there, so didn't leave myself exactly enough room. So I'm just going to kind of just move it around a little bit. This is just to give me a rough indication of where things are going to end up. And I'm going to take a little piece of tape, and I'm going to actually just stick it on my palm of my hand a few times and remove some of the stickiness, just to like weaken the tape so it won't tear the comic book when I peel it off. This is the kind of stuff that seems really basic, but when you forget to do it, believe me, you find out. It's not always nice. So I'm going to put a little piece of tape there, a little piece of tape there, and now I'm just going to take a sharp pencil. I'm actually going to sharpen this up. There's a really hard lead in this pencil, and I'm going to sharpen this up, and I'm going to just overdraw my sketch here, and it will leave a very pale impression in the cover that I can just work on top of. Just a way of preserving the book, because like you see, I can, if I don't know what I'm doing, I got to try a couple things out, and I don't really have a light hand at this drawing thing. So, all right.
Way to destroy the magic and mystique of it now.
So, well, just to show you, I'm not sure how well it'll show up on camera, but like if I go over this circle, for instance, like this is going to be a piece of metal. And then I lift this up. You can see it's just barely there, just enough that I can. And then I moved it. Now I have to reposition that. Yeah, that's the thing. You don't want it to move. I might have actually weakened that tape a little bit too much, so I'm going to put a little bit of reinforcement.
So, Karl, Sean, any secrets of the industry you guys want to give out tonight and destroy for other artists? No.
Man.
Yeah.
I mean, I usually tell people, like, unless you absolutely love comics, you shouldn't do comics. It's just like, if you want to be like, you want to be like a really successful artist or illustrator, and you want to be able to like, make an incredible living out of it or grow to an incredible living, then yeah, just be an illustrator or children's book illustrator or graphic design, whatever.
Yeah,
but don't do comics. Yeah, just don't do comics unless you love comics.
You have to love it. You have to love it for sure. It's yeah. Otherwise, it's the worst job in the world, frankly. I mean, I used to dig trenches and do all kinds of heavy manual work that, was good for the body but bad for my brains, and it was hard work in the sun, which just about killed me. But nothing's harder than making comics, man.
Yeah, no,
straight up. It's a long day. It's a very long day, and very often you lose You lose that day, like you lose your everything about you that you like during that day. You transform into 5 different versions of yourself over the course of that day. It's a journey, man. It's
all while crying.
All while crying, shuddering. There's some shuddering that takes place.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. It's a terrible friggin' job sometimes, man.
And if you're a success, you get to work for a big company that's going to give you a deadline that you will be crying your way all the way to.
All the way through. Sleeplessly. There's no rest when you are in that place of worry, and you know you're behind the 8 ball on it, and you're always going to be behind the 8 ball because it's comics. It's just just the nature of the beast. Time management, best skill you can have. It's even better than your drawing skills. Just remember that.
That's true.
That's why Mark Bagley, you could set your clock to him. Never cared for his art too much, but if I was his editor, I would be a happy person.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Yep.
Carl, what'd you go with?
Isn't he about to be on something else?
Well, what?
What'd you go with? What are you doing?
What if Yosemite Sam were Tony Stark?
Nice. I love it.
Oh, that's going to make a great mud flap.
Yeah, well.
It really would.
This one's mainly, because they'll get a lot of time, it'll mainly be lined, so, but it'll be fun to draw.
Yeah. Alicia wants her inside tip she wants to know how to disable everyone else's feed when Sean's piece goes up for auction. You know, I'm just gonna put out if Eric Paris is lurking, it could be trouble because it's Magneto.
Yep, that's one of Eric's dudes.
You know,
That's my dude too, Eric. Man, I love Magneto. It's favorite mutant. Like, I won't even read an X-Men book unless he's in it now. It's really bad.
yeah, he's my second favorite. He's my favorite villain, but second favorite mutant. So,
Who's your first?
Cypher.
Cypher.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the ultimate power. You can be anywhere. No one's gonna go, oh wait, you're a mutant because you understand Spanish? No. And the fact, it's any language. So binary code, everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Amazing.
There are no secrets when Douglas is around. I always thought that was like the coolest thing when a writer could use him well.
Yeah. I remember my buddy Phil. I was never a huge X-Men guy. I mostly like Sabretooth and guys like that. But my buddy Phil in high school, he loved Cypher. Just loved, and the whole relationship with Cypher and Warlock.
Team Supreme.
He loved all of that. He just lived for that. He thought that was the best, most interesting part of X-Men history. Really, just loved it.
Yeah, when they killed him in the Fall of the Mutants, that was actually when I stopped reading X-Men comics.
Really, yeah.
Yeah, I gave him a little bit thinking they're going to bring him back because, he had the virus, and then they never did. So I was like, okay, I'm out.
Yeah. Carl, when you got banned this week or last week, whatever it was, which character was murdered in a show, or is that a spoiler? Was it a show or a comic? You said a writer had murdered a character or something?
No, I don't. I have no idea who it is.
Oh, wow, okay.
Murray, you still lurking? Yeah, Murray's here. Murray, what was the post that Carl post? What was your post? It was a reply to Murray's post.
Oh.
But I never even saw the post. All I got was the information from Carl that he got banned.
Jeez. Just ridiculous.
And somehow, like you said, so yeah, we're done with Facebook. This will be the last one on Facebook, just in case you're dropping in and we hadn't said it earlier, or we did say it earlier, but you weren't here. Yeah, since I can no longer reply to people in the chat room for whatever reason.
Ridiculous. I was going to say, Stefan, one of the only reasons I'm even still on Facebook in general is because of this show. So, I mean, if that's the way it is, I'm... Because Erica left Facebook a year ago, and she's like a different person.
She's happier for it?
Sorry?
I'm only here because of the job, yeah. But yeah, we're gonna move to Twitch for the show for sure. Oh, okay. So Murray had complained that a character from the Dresden Files was killed in like the 14th book.
Oh,
Okay. So wow, yeah.
wow, geez.
So they let him get seriously invested in the character.
That's a deep cut, yeah, right there. You know? Justin, thanks for clearing that. Yep, we're moving to Twitch next week. It has come down from Justin. It's official.
That's when you know it's real.
Yep. If Justin buys in, it's happening.
Yeah, Eric has been way happier since she left Facebook. I mean, it's, on the flip side of that, though, I mean, there's still quite a lot of business that I do on Facebook, and, she actually was able to have a job interview based off of one of my old friends posting a job offer that, kind of fit her skill set. So she wouldn't have seen that, otherwise, right? So it's one of those things. Like, it's kind of, I've been hanging on to it for a long time. I think I've been on Facebook since like 2007 or something like that. And I don't know. I've been kind of on the fence for a while now. But I mean, I miss a lot of you guys because I think I only see some of you here. Like, not everyone's on Instagram or places like that. Even Instagram's a black hole of nightmares now too. It's unless you're doing video or posting reels or things like that, there's really no business being there. Like, it's just, it's, I don't know, very, very low interaction happening.
I would say Instagram is really, almost a one-directional conversation thing.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it because it was less political commentary, but then it became all political commentary, and then it became, it just became basically a Facebook Lite, like Facebook for your phone kind of.
Well, because Facebook bought it.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Yeah. It used to be like you could watch your followers grow with leaps and bounds with like, different cool pieces you'd post, or, as with most cases, you'd post something like a drawing of Batman on a napkin or something and break the internet with it, but spend 4 days on a painting and no one cares, But Well, it's weird though.
I'm gonna take my social media platform only to Kickstarter and Grindr now.
Yeah.
Those would be the only two places you can find me.
I am mostly on Instagram nowadays. Like, I still post to like Facebook sometimes, but most of the time it's usually something I already posted probably days before on Instagram.
Yeah.
It's I try, like, I have a Twitter and stuff like that, but I'm barely on Twitter. It's like, it's just a sea of opinions on Twitter. I don't really care.
Fighting all
The only reason I'm on Twitter right now is I belong to a group that does news radio trivia and news radio jokes. So that's like the only people I actually interact with on Twitter. That's probably the saddest thing I've said in like a month, but yeah.
It's I mean, at least you're not getting involved in like crazy Twitter wars.
Oh man,
I pay no attention to. I don't. I don't have. I go in like every other day to do the news radio thing, and that's it. I have to kind of scroll through all the stupid notifications.
Yeah. It's all that Comicsgate bullshit and just all that craziness. Like, man, I just feel like my whole feed is just either, kind of like anti-vax conversations or Comicsgate conversations, or just not a whole lot of positivity going on.
Scary.
It is.
Scary.
That's all right. We'll move it all to TikTok, and we'll be happy.
I tried to get a TikTok. Like I opened up the app and I looked into it and I was like, oh my god, I can't do this.
No.
Like I immediately closed it and deleted it off my phone.
And I'm still, going to get the old man here. I'm still trying to figure out what the difference between TikTok is and what Vine was. I mean, it really just looks like the same thing, just rebranded. And,
it is. It's the exact same thing. And I was just like, I don't.
How did Vine fail, but yet TikTok is just blowing up the world?
I don't know.
Brand new pins.
And videos that short just don't feed my rage enough. I need at least a good 3 minutes of someone ranting to really get me going.
Yeah, it's like a wave. You gotta.
Yeah. Thank you, YouTube.
I sometimes forget I have a YouTube channel with like process drawings on it. I sometimes forget.
Yeah, if I could get more organized and manage my time better, I'd love to do like tutorial kind of stuff. I know if my buddy Andreas Ekloff is out there watching, or Danny Harrell for that matter, I want to do a ink wash kind of demo, like a proper one day. So maybe
only
something.
you knew somebody who would help you produce that.
Yeah, I know. It's mostly me just getting my shit together. I got all the tools and all the right people in my life to help me. I just got to get my my schedule underneath me a little bit here, and yeah, it's comics, man. It's hard to draw comics and also do cool things and have a life.
Oh no, yeah, you can't have both.
No.
No, that's the other thing I tell people. Like, if you have a life, don't do comics.
Yeah, it's hard on relationships. It's it's hard on holidays. Holidays, yeah.
There are holidays?
Weekends don't exist anymore. Weekends aren't a thing.
No.
Weekends are a myth.
All right, welcome to our TED Talk, folks.
Yeah.
Keeping it upbeat.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Oof. We just got Debbie Downers real quick here. All right, Karl, let's talk about Yosemite Sam as Tony Stark. Or your day
Let's see how
job.
quick I can do this, man.
Say what?
Let's see how quick I can do this and not totally screw it up.
I mean, the good thing is if you're doing comics and you love comics, then
then it's great.
It's great. It's like, you're gonna draw this hero that you love since you were a kid, and they're gonna pay you for it. That's gonna be great. But unless you love it, it's like, not do something else.
I mean, if you love ramen, get into comics.
Yeah.
That's the message here. I should say, I love comics. I'm doing it, and I can't get away from it either. So.
Yeah, I watched a lot of my life disappear.
Yeah.
When I was a full-time freelancer. You sit there at your desk and you look outside, go, wow, it's a beautiful day. I can't do anything.
Yep.
Yeah.
You got to make time. I'm realizing that now that I'm, past a certain age. Like now,
off. You're not 50 yet. So.
I used to disappear, go to the beach or whatever but I bring my work, I bring my comics, and I, hang out in the shade and I draw while Erica would swim. I would never swim. Now we just go to the beach to swim because, we only get limited beach time here in Canada, so we try to go as often as we can. And I actually just go and float around in the lake like a sea monster for a while, and usually kind of resets my brain, so I don't worry about bringing my work to those getaways anymore because I did that for years. I even brought a deadline with me. I was drawing a comic book. I was a graphic novel, educational graphic novel about Leonardo da Vinci for Scholastic during my honeymoon. Like, I actually had to bring it with me on my honeymoon, which, if anyone out there is going to get married or is thinking about getting married or wants to get married or whatever, I highly recommend Marriage. Marriage is awesome. However, do not bring your work with you on your honeymoon, because that is a stain that never washes away. And yeah, but that's just the way deadlines are sometimes, man. So it's yeah. So now I try to make time that's actual dedicated time away from the drawing board. Because yeah, you pay a price for that sometimes.
Yeah.
I feel like Doom's mustache needs to have some rivets. I mean, you got to have rivets in your mustache.
That's a given, of course.
That looks amazing.
You're very kind. Thank you.
Couldn't figure out exactly what Magneto was standing on, so I'm just cheating and drawing rocks. Just busted up rocks.
So what are you working on right now, Sean? I mean, not the Magneto, but in general.
Yeah. So there's going to be a second issue of The Hated with David Walker, and I'm chugging away at those pages. And I swore I was going to get them done like by the day, and but nope, I draw way too many lines for that. So so I'm still chugging away at it. I got a series of cover work to get through. I got another pinup for Eric to do, and yeah, just besides that, just being a father and a husband and working the job and
yeah.
That I keep probably too busy. Like I a while ago, like comics was just supposed to be like a second job, and it's still a second job, but it's the calendar gets full nowadays real quick.
Oh yeah.
Especially with a lot of indie work and commission stuff. And it's a good problem to have, though. I'm not complaining. I feel like I've been really, really lucky.
Mike, how's Dodge coming?
It's coming along, man. It's I took a bit of a pause and was designing some characters that appear in it that I hadn't drawn before. So I wanted to do some turnarounds on those and get them kind of figured out. I'm not super great at drawing the ladies, and it's like a lady duo kind of team, and I want to make them awesome. They showed up in the Retcon series that Matt did in 2017. So I'm redesigning them for this book, and yeah, it's coming along okay. I just I've been busy just managing a lot of stuff, but just there's been a lot of heavy family stuff and just a lot of outside of work stuff that's been kind of hard to avoid and hard to make time for. So it's affected my productivity this month. This last month has been a little bit crazy. I've been very lucky. There's been some awesome jobs and opportunities that I've had that are like unspeakably awesome, but it's like all things in balance. Like a lot of things have been just kind of very sad and hard as well. So it's sort of a mix, but yeah, Dodge is unfortunately suffering a little bit from that in terms of productivity, but I'm really happy with what I'm doing. So it's coming slowly, but but I'm happy with it. It's a weird place to be, but yeah, it's coming. Issue 3. We were hoping to have our Kickstarter for issue 3 like back in June, and it's just been kind of a wild summer in a lot of ways, and the delays are all my fault. So it's I gotta own that for sure. But yeah, it's just a big creative process, and it's suffered a little bit, but yeah, it's coming. It's coming.
That's good.
That was very long, but
So
sorry.
actually, Jay had a question for you. He said you mentioned about not bringing your work on a honeymoon, but do you bring your wife to cons that are far away and make it kind of special? I know
try
the
to.
answer to it, so I thought you should answer though.
Yeah, I try to. Like, it's been a while, of course, since we've been to shows. But yeah, when we if we go to a place we've never been before, we try to add an extra day if we can, just so we can maybe check the place out, because we toured for about 8 years straight, just all over Canada and the USA, and running those tight flight times, we very seldom. The only place we ever really take any time is when we're on the East Coast, just because we love it out there so much. So we'll take a couple extra days when we go out there. We haven't been there now since 2018, so it's been too long. But yeah, like when we go to Chicago, we try to stay an extra day if we can. It never works out because it's so expensive in both Chicago and New York. But New York, I'd love to spend a couple extra days in New York. But man, cheap. Even the cheapest hotels in New York are brutal. Like $400 a night. That's before conversion, to like back to Canadian dollars. So it's just it's a tough one. But yeah, we try to make the most of it. Definitely, we try to, Danny. We try to check places out for sure.
The secret to staying in New York is not staying in New York. It's staying in New Jersey.
That's what I've always heard. Yeah, I'm just
True,
kind of.
It really works.
And we had a conversation about that with someone who won't be named because I don't want to lose my other job, but they were wanting Mike to be there for New York Comic Con, and I'm like, okay, are you gonna pay for any of it? And they're like, well, you could stay outside the city. I'm like, well, how about you have one of your employees stay outside the city and he stays in their hotel room? I was like, you're asking him to come down for the most expensive show so that he can be at your table. Yeah, no, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, if it wasn't such, I mean, I'm very flattered, to be invited like that. But yeah, it's, I mean, I had to cancel New York in 2019 before the pandemic. I was in that show and I couldn't go because honestly, the mathematics is just it's a hard one to figure out. It's a hard one. There's only been one time. I think I did New York Comic Con 5 or 6 years in a row. And only in my last year was it a profitable show. And when I say profitable, I mean I went home with $50 after my expenses, just after killing myself for 4 days and nights drawing in the craziest convention ever. And then at one point in Sunday afternoon, Erica was like tallying up the math, and she was like, "Oh my God, we're in the black! We're actually in the black!" Like, she's like, "It's unbelievable! Like we're $50 over!" And and then of course we had to take a cab back to the, so that it was actually about $35 is what I think we. And actually that probably got eaten up in the airport, to be honest with you. So yeah, there's never been a time where New York's been a profitable trip, but it's never really about the money. That trip's just an important one to be at if you can be at it, because it's just such an amazing experience. Mike Negan's Artist Alley, doesn't matter where that Artist Alley is. If Mike Negan's running it, it's the best Artist Alley. And
yeah, but you don't want to go broke doing it either. So. Well,
yeah, that's the thing. It's got to make sense mathematically. My first time, actually, that's not entirely true. My first time going to New York Comic Con, I think it was 2012, 2013. I stayed at Corey Smith's house, and Corey and his wife Cindy are just amazing. And Corey's a big time guy over at Marvel now. Like he draws Conan right now, and he's just an amazing dude. And they let me stay on their couch my first time going to New York. I stayed at their place in Queens for 4 days, and they were really kind to me, and that was my first time. And as a result, they wouldn't let me pay for any meals because I was a guest in their in their home, and they wouldn't let me pay for anything. And I ended up coming home with all the money that I made, and it was my first time going to New York. And I was drawing coasters. for $10 each all weekend long. And it was funny because I remember I drew a Scarlet Witch on a coaster for someone who hadn't come to pick it up yet, and I put it on my table, and people came by like, "I think this guy draws Scarlet Witch. This guy draws Scarlet Witch." So then I had about 5 more Scarlet Witch requests come in on the first day, and I had never drawn her before, and I drew her 5 times on the first day. And I thought, tomorrow I'm putting the Thor on the table. And I'm gonna draw. And I drew 3 Thors that day. So yeah, it was a wild show. But yeah, it's a tough one financially to make that decision for sure. I mean, cheap to get there. I think we were able to get like return flights for like 160 Canadian. Like it was really cheap to get there. But my God, trying to stay in the place. We stayed at the Yotel once, which we actually got for cheap. But when I say cheap, it was like only $175 a night USD, which is still crazy Canadian, for a hotel night. So, yeah.
Yeah, I remember staying there for my first jaunt with Aftershock up there.
Yeah.
I love that hotel. I mean, it's so...
I love it.
It's the IKEA of hotels, but... I don't know. I dug it.
A Peter Gabriel video the whole time. Like the light is weird, and it's like you're waiting for David Bowie to walk around the corner. Like, just a really weird place. Yeah.
One of my convention bucket lists is to do a table at New York Comic Con. It's at least once.
I figured you'd already been there. That's awesome, man. Yeah, it's you'd love it, dude. You'll love it. I haven't gone since they tore down the North Pavilion. Like I used to be in the big North Pavilion building, which was, man, what an amazing space it was, because it was just massive, and it was all sunlight coming in. Like it was all like natural light coming in, and it was pure bright light. And every year it was just such a pleasure to go and sit there and draw. And the tables, like, you get an 8-foot table, which was pretty standard back in those days, but your table wasn't next to anyone else's table, like in a row. Like you could get up and walk around your table. You weren't like sardine canned. So it was like, I never was in such an amazing space before. And then of course I was like, I had barely been published back then, like a few pinups, maybe a cover or two. And here I was sitting next to like Rick Leonardi and all these heroes of mine, like all kind of in the same area. Like I just been thrown in there randomly with all these giant Marvel dudes. And I was just like, I couldn't believe it. Like, yeah, just an incredible experience. Highly recommend.
Yeah, I've only been there as a spectator, like just kind of walking the convention floor and stuff like that. I've seen the artists behind those tables, man, and they just look like even artists that were like seemingly unknown, like they're covered with people asking for commissions. I was just like, oh man.
Oh, it was crazy, the commissions. Yeah, like, and I'd go home. Like, I remember going home from a New York Comic Con once and having like, I mean, the show was in October. The only thing that ever always sucked about New York Comic Con was it always takes place on Canadian Thanksgiving. So it's a tough weekend for America and I to lose, but we would do it for New York Comic Con because it was so crazy. But what was I going to go with that? I had a point there. Anyway, just lost it. Got sidetracked.
It happens to me all the time. Usually when I'm talking to my wife.
I can't remember what it was now. But yeah, Mike Negan, awesome dude. His whole crew is awesome. I remember I tabled next to a dude who completely buried my table with his setup. Like his setup was bigger than his allotted space, and it was actually like crowding into my space. And like, no matter what angle you approached me from, there was no way you could see me just because of where he was. And my wife kind of tore into the guy a little bit, politely at first, and then he just became a belligerent cunt bag about it. So we decided to be like, you don't have to be a dick about this, man. Like, we're just asking you if you could like lower one bookshelf so that I could maybe have one customer today. Anyway, Mike Negan found out that someone was giving me a hard time, and he came down and he basically just stood in front of the guy's booth and said, well, I'm going to give you a choice here, Tom. He's like, you can either tear your shit down and let Mike Rooth here be more visible because you're completely obscuring him with your booth, or you can tear all your shit down and just fuck off and go home for the weekend. Your choice. And just like that, the guy adjusted his table, and Mike kept on checking on me. You okay, Mike? Everything's still good? Yep, everything's good, Mike. All right, man.
So you went with option A, is what you're saying.
Oh yeah, just totally awesome dude. Like, yeah. He runs a great artist alley.
Sean, that piece is just out of control, man.
I'm trying, man. It's I thought it was getting a little shaky, like towards the middle, like when I was doing like the belt and the legs and stuff. I was just like, it might still work out.
I think it's working out well. Yeah.
Thank you, thank you. I'm trying to use this crappy Uniball pen to do like the white lines.
I've been using these for my white lately. They're not always the best, but you got to have a little piece of test paper off to the side. It's a Molotow One for All.
Oh,
And it's
yeah.
it's acrylic. It's as opaque as hell, and you can actually get a pretty decent line. This is a 1 millimeter end on it. I would say it makes a mark that's much bigger than 1 millimeter. Personally, I think they maybe a little bit smaller too. But I know they come a lot bigger as well. But this is an awesome one. This is I get quite a bit of distance out of it too. You just shake it up and you can get pretty fine with it. Sometimes I'll just shake it out and kind of like just dump out a big pilot off to the side, and I'll use that for like, dip my, my old toothbrush in there and, for splatter and stuff like that. And it's solid opaque. Like it's great stuff.
Nice. The throw looks amazing.
Oh, thanks, man. I haven't seen much stuff for the new Thor movie that's coming, but I remember I had to sell my Thor collection a couple years ago. The same year I had to cancel New York Comic Con, actually. I canceled pretty much all my shows that year for financial reasons. And but I sold my whole Thor collection. And the day after I sold my Thor collection, which included all the stuff, the Gore the God Butcher stuff, literally the next day, they announced that they were going to be doing the Gore the God Butcher story in the films. And all those went up in value like mad, like so much that it was very upsetting.
Yeah.
Because that was all the first Jane Foster stuff as Thor, all that stuff. And all gone.
I can't wait for that.
Yeah, it should be good, man.
So, Sean, Alicia asks if this is just working out. She wants to know what you think is good.
Oh, it's like, I guess it's like when I feel like I'm making a lot of good decisions. I feel like that's typically more something that's working out. Like here, I'm trying to cover up like some stuff with shadow and stuff. That's generally what I'm doing. I'm just like, oh, I don't want to draw that. Just shadow it up a little bit, and I forget that I have to continue to add like texture because it's supposed to be a human form. So, but I'm trying to Batman up Magneto, which was like, I'll just put it in shadow. I don't want to draw that. It's crazy. I didn't want to draw his abs, so I was just like, I'll just put him in shadow.
Sean, sorry. Robin, are you asking about our booth we had at San Diego Comic-Con? That was a standard booth. It was a 10 by 10 booth. It wasn't a corner, so but at San Diego, we weren't going to afford a corner booth. But it was a good booth. I mean, and having Scott there helped with traffic.
Oh, for sure, I bet.
Yeah. Actually, the biggest traffic stopper was when Tom Lennon stopped by to talk to Scott. And then it was just like the line of people like kind of meandering about trying to pretend they're looking for something else so they can be in that general vicinity.
I hate it when people do that at cons. It like drives me nuts. I'm like trying to get somewhere like important, at least important to me, and they're just standing there trying to pretend like they're not looking at something. Like, oh, come on, man.
All right, well, let's if you're comfortable with starting the auction for your piece, Sean, I think we can start that now.
All right. Thank you. I think I'm pretty much done. Yeah.
I'm underselling it by saying it's pretty good. It's a really good piece. That is awesome.
Oh, thank you.
All right. So we'll do a 5-minute auction on this one. We'll get things started at motorcycle rally. Okay, sorry. All right, we'll get it started at $50. You're gonna go for 5 minutes. This is for the Magneto Age of Apocalypse. What if Magneto?
It's a beautiful piece.
Thank you. Thank you.
So are you all wrapped up on that? Hold on, yeah. Are you all wrapped up on that Luke Cage project now?
No, I don't have to start. I'm on the 3rd issue, so I don't have to start till like late October or something like that.
Wow.
So, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll get a good amount of time on it. That's what they're planning on. To just produce my best work, and yeah. Like honestly, when I used to dream of like working for Marvel, I used to think, oh man, if I ever do, they'll probably like give me inhuman deadlines and stuff like that right off the get-go. But it has not been that way at all.
I'm glad.
Yeah, it's been a good experience so far. So I absolutely love it.
Well, when you can have time to really let the work, get done the way you want to see it, the way you want to see it get done, like that's such a gift when you can have that,
Yeah. It's and I've met a few people who've worked for Marvel over the years and stuff, and they're, and I've
Eric Paris just
always
showed
heard
up.
the
Sorry,
hard
we're at $200 for the Magneto piece.
oh jeez.
Eric just showed up, so yeah. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
No problem. Great interruption. Welcome.
Yeah, that's the terrible stuff. Yeah. Can't be Eric.
And Murray's giving him the challenge at 220.
Wow.
Oh, Eric might be shutting the door. 300.
Ooh.
Wow. I'm gonna pass out in this chair.
So do you guys have anything on your watch list you're going to try to catch this week, or anything I should be on the lookout for so I can rant? I haven't had a chance to watch a new season of Titans. I want to get into that, but I'm not sure why. I just haven't really. After what they did to Hawk and Dove, I'm not interested, but I'm going to give it a go again.
Sorry, which one's this?
Titans.
Titans.
Yeah, it's the angrier version of Teen Titans.
I gotcha.
They're edgier.
Yeah, edgier. Yeah. Because they say fuck.
All really pretty, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, I'm trying to get into it, man. My wife watches the show all the time. I'm trying to be like, oh yeah, I'll go ahead and give it a try. They got Nightwing, right? He's in the outfit.
Yeah. And sadly, the best thing I liked about it was the Jason Todd Robin that they have. They actually did they did a decent version of him being just douchey enough to be Jason Todd, but not so much that you hated him.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, it wasn't like he's good at getting like good heat on him. Like I love it, but I'm waiting what they'll see because I think they've introduced Tim Drake recently. So I'm trying to see. Season? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know that.
So I'm trying to see what they'll do with that character.
I hope they don't mess him up because he is the best Robin.
He is.
Yeah, everyone's him.
If they mess that character up, man, that show is over. People are gonna come after them. Like, like, how dare you?
All right, so Barry, I'm not sure what you mean by Titans Season 3 and Death Not Shang-Chi. Are you saying not to go see Shang-Chi? I already wasted my money on that movie. It was a huge disappointment.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's another movie that has like the potential's all there, and they just screw it up at every possible chance they can. Because it's Disney doing their movies by the numbers. Yeah. By next week, I can talk about it, because at that point, the moratorium on spoilers is over. But can't go on my full rant until then. But just there's a rant coming, because. So, yeah,
I haven't seen it yet.
and I believe we're down to 5 seconds. Boom. All right. Sold to Eric Paris for $300. Thanks, Eric.
Oh, thank you, Eric.
And Yosemite Stark is done.
Nice.
That's great. I love it.
Whoa.
I love the fluidity in those lines.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's going to have to be a mud flap for sure.
Be in a hurry, man. Just be in a hurry.
It's the true measure of a thing's success is whether or not you can make it into a mud flap.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
Anytime
true.
you could beat the chrome chick mud flap thing, you're good.
Well, I think the Yosemite Sam has to be the second most notorious one, the back off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this could be just the new back off one, and yeah.
Yeah, it works for me.
Yosemite Stark. I love it.
Okay. Robin's asking what my favorite Marvel movie is. Actually, that's an easy one. Blade.
Yep.
Yeah. And it doesn't get enough credit for starting the modern day superhero movie, being taken serious.
Yep.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't at all.
There's probably a ton of people out there that don't even know that Blade is a comic book, like to this day, like or that it was based off of a comic book. That film, like.
And I'm slightly torn between Blade and Blade 2, because I do love Blade 2, except for it falls into the typical problems of Del Toro's movies, where he creates something so cool that there's no real out to it, and he just decides, oh wait, the movie's over. Okay, the bad guy failed. Yeah. Yeah, he's totally indestructible till the last, hour and 50 minutes, and all of a sudden an elbow drop takes him out.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, but I think I'll stick with regular Blade because it had a pretty solid story. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna stick with it. So,
I agree with you, man. That first Blade was really good stuff. I was really surprised that they did Blade.
Well, I mean, it was back when Marvel was selling off all their, tertiary characters to try to fund what they wanted to do. I was just surprised they did Blade well. That's the biggest thing, because all the other stuff, but yeah, it's great. All right, well, now we're talking about, badasses. Let's do this Yosemite Stark. Do another 5-minute auction. We'll start this one at 50.
My neck is killing me. So.
Yeah, Snipes was great in Blade.
I think he produced that movie as well, right?
He, ish. Like,
Yeah.
they gave him producer credit for the second one and the third one, but the third one there was such contentment between him and the real producers, because of how they were just shitting all over him to launch the Midnight Suns bullshit. So that's why he refused to take off his sunglasses and all the other stuff. There's a great video from the Critical Drinker about the Blade 3 movie. He takes a deep dive into all the madness that went in behind the scenes, where he just was done with that group. and did everything he could just to fuck that movie, and it's glorious.
Well, he was sending production notes, and they're all signed Blade.
Yeah.
He wouldn't
He was
leave
in character.
his trailer. He wouldn't leave his trailer if it was humanly possible for a stunt double to do a scene. That's who ended up doing it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I'll find that link and send it to you later. It's a great deep dive. It's part of his Production Hell series, where he goes through movies that went through production hell, and that one's like one of the best ones because it's the perfect level of revenge that an actor / producer could have on the producers that are over him that are just tanking a character that he made.
Yeah. Wait, what's the name of it again? I'm going to look it up.
Critical Drinker is the channel.
It's on YouTube?
Oh yeah, he has a channel. But it's under his Production Hell subcategory. All right, Barry's brought this up to $90.
And he also has another really good one on the island of Dr. Moreau.
That one's great. Yeah, all the stuff with Val Kilmer when Val Kilmer was just done with that.
Yeah.
Because he was going. Midway through production, he found out he was getting divorced because his wife was on some talk show saying it, and he was done and ready to leave, so he was just tanking that as quick as possible.
Well, he was the lead.
Yeah,
he was the lead, and he talked to Dr. Lupin there from the Harry Potter movies. He said, "You want to switch parts?"
I love it.
Yeah, you got to watch that one because that thing got off the chain.
Hey, Linda's here. Go away now. Yep.
There's a documentary called about it, about the director and what that movie went through that goes way beyond what Critical Drinker talks about.
Oh yeah. Well, my favorite part about him is when they kicked the director off the project, and then he snuck back in on the project as an extra.
Yeah, it was wearing one of the animal masks.
Yeah, because he had all the prosthetic makeup on and everything, so he was able to sneak in. I really want to know how much hell he caused as an extra, because he sabotaged some things.
When Kilmer filmed his last scene, the director had security remove him from the island.
Wow.
Really?
To get him off my movie. Yeah.
Yeah, and the movie was going so bad that they had security keeping the extras on set because they were all trying to bail too.
Yeah, it was terrible, man.
Oh man, hot mess all over the place.
Jeez. I've never seen that one.
It's not worth watching. It's a bad movie. It's a great story, and just the movie.
Yeah,
is
it's
awful.
worth watching the documentary and the Critical Drinker's take on it.
Yeah. You'll know enough.
And everybody wanted to do the movie because Brando was in it. And this is when Brando was in ultimate flake mode.
Oh, I remember. Yeah. He's actually the only name I remember being attached to that movie.
Yeah. But it got so bad with him that he put the ice bucket on his head, so they had to repaint it, and he wanted because he had the Mini-Me character type thing.
Yeah.
They wanted him to have more lines, so they had to write lines for this character. It's just so off the hook. It's insane. Oh, man. All right, we're under a minute, and we have Barry with a $90 bid.
I should do this as a T-shirt.
I'm telling you, I expect to see this as a mud flap.
probably.
I'll put it on my truck. All right, down the last 10 seconds.
All right.
All right. Barry got it at 90. Good job,
Barry. Thank
Right
you.
on, Barry.
Holy crap.
I don't know about this. We'll see.
You double dog dared me, man. So, okay.
Yep. Awesome. All right, Mike, I know you're not finished yet, but,
Yeah, you can start it up if you want. Sure.
Yeah, we'll go ahead.
Yep.
That way we can actually have a show that starts and ends on time for once. We're breaking all records tonight. Yeah. Wait, and Justin's not here. Huh.
Yeah, I was gonna say something, but then yeah.
Tide is changing.
Yeah, it's getting weird. Okay, we're gonna do this Dr. Doom Thor.
Start at $20.
$20? All right.
I might throw some color on this too. Doom colors, of course.
Oh, of course. Can you shift a little to your right, just a little?
Oh yeah, sorry. Man.
All right. Oh, well, I was.
That looks beautiful.
So people were trying to devalue it because it started at 40, went to 30, but then back up. So we're at 50. I always love seeing the devalue bids come in.
Yeah.
All right, Tim's got it at 60. All right, it's off to the races.
Lower you 20.
Jeremy's at 65. 70. All right, building up. Karl, what's going on, buddy?
I am flattened out. This has been the first one we've done where we didn't have to do an hour and a half worth of tech work trying to make sure my shit worked. So hot damn.
This is true. Oh, Eric just jumped in to. Whoa, nope, never mind. I won't even say it. Troy just jumped Eric at 150.
Come here.
Yeah.
Come here.
Uh-oh, what, Linda?
Come here. Stefan, tell her to come here.
Linda, you got to get on camera.
Come on. Come on. All right, here we go. Here we go.
Well, hello.
Whoa!
What's going on there?
I love it.
I'm practicing makeup.
Oh, it's
Nice.
awesome.
Yeah.
You
This
gonna
is
enter one of
fun,
the contests with the
Yeah.
thing?
This is
This is zip ties.
zip ties.
Nice.
This is zip ties, spray painted gold.
Oh, what?
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you actually do that to yourself, or did one of your friends do that?
No, I just did it while y'all were doing the thing. I was in the bathroom listening to the show while I was.
So you're doing. Oh wow. Okay. See, I can't even imagine doing the reverse painting that it would do. Yeah.
hard.
Nice.
Back.
Yeah,
I
I
can
bet.
see and I have glasses, so it's double hard. 'Cause I'm like,
It looks great.
Yep. So
yeah, how's it gonna
She's-
look behind a mask? You know, because
she's gonna be in Florida.
I'm gonna be in Florida.
Oh, you going to
Fantasy
Fantasy Fest?
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, while we were gabbing, Jennifer McCracken jumped in 160 for her birthday. Well, happy birthday, Jennifer.
Where's your?
That looks great, though. When is Fantasy Fest?
When is that?
Then we need to go to Canada if.
You gonna drop Karl off on your way down and have him crash with me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll throw him out of the plane.
We're gonna have to get Robin to live here, take care of all of our critters.
Oh, Thomas said his girlfriend has the same pew pew shirt.
I love this shirt.
Great stuff, man.
It's a great shirt. All right, we're under a minute and a half, and I think Jennifer. Yep, Jennifer has it at 160. Is anybody gonna ruin her birthday? We'll have to wait and find out. Hey, Casey, what's happening?
Casey.
Oh, wait, Casey's in the chat room? Does that mean I have art in my email? Do we have a cover, Casey?
Better.
Now let's see how quickly Casey jumps out. See if our numbers drop by one.
See, and usually I'm that guy. I'm like, yeah, you'll have it Saturday. Then I call you Saturday. Well, no, you'll have it Monday.
I didn't mean this Saturday. I just said Saturday.
I meant a Saturday in the future.
All right, down to less than 30 seconds.
Man, that Magneto is just whooping ass.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, that's
Thank
great.
you. I appreciate it. Like, and I almost think, like, if I chose any other character, would that much love be put into it? Probably not, but.
Thomas knew he was going to be the next one asked about art. Thanks, Thomas. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Oh, and Eric looks like he got in 200. Yep, Eric Paris.
Eric got it? All right, Eric. Cheers, brother. Thank you very much, man.
Eric is winning battles tonight.
Yeah, Eric. Don't play.
He likes his bad guys. All right. Well, we got, and we're done 4 minutes early. Look at that.
Look at that.
Look at
Craziness.
that. Yeah.
This is to make up for all the hiccups in the beginning. So,
I suspect
So all
the
we need to
world's
do is
gonna
bounce Justin and everything works like magic. Is that it?
end. I guess so.
Well, it's been
All right,
awesome.
well, we'll be back next week, but we will be on Twitch, so this wasn't a joke. We're done with Facebook. I'm not kidding. We'll keep the group open, to post things and post a link, but we will be on Twitch next week because I'm done with dealing with it. Because for the last hour and a half, we've had no drops locally, but watching it on Facebook, we've had some pauses again too. So I'm done with the Facebook madness, and Twitch didn't pause all night, so
yeah.
that's where we're gonna be. And next week is actually a coaster to coaster night too. So
Oh, sweet.
yep, get your ideas in, and we'll get the list going.
Yeah, get some cool requests in.
Yeah.
Always fun.
So I'm gonna have to see if Rob's got his Casey's all his Casey's he needs, and some Hanna-Barbera madness if Alicia gets picked. And we'll save some room just in case we get a couple more Kurt Russells. So, all right, everybody. Well, I would say follow us on Facebook, but that's not going to be the case anymore. See us on Twitch, and somehow we're going to have to work on a closer at some point. But otherwise, I'm just going to say so long. Thanks, everybody.
See you guys.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Take care.
Thank you.